Chapter 546, The Strongest Strike, Subscription Request, Who is calling me? Lin Yuan was surprised in his heart. The calling sensation was faint, as if it could break off at any moment, yet it also carried an indelible significance. Extremely contradictory. Which direction? Lin Yuan looked deep into the starry sky, feeling that the calling was coming from there. Is it the Xianhuang's secret realm? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn. The direction he was looking at included many star domains and the Star Alliance, among others. The Xianhuang's secret realm was just one of them. But Lin Yuan instinctively confirmed that it was the Xianhuang's secret realm calling him. Is it because I practiced the mysterious yellow evolution path? Ideas surged in Lin Yuan's mind. Since the discovery of the Xianhuang's secret realm, whether it be human evolvers or alien strong ones, many had ventured into it to explore. But had anyone ever heard of being called by the Xianhuang's secret realm? Lin Yuan didn't think he was anything special. The only possibility was the mysterious yellow evolution path. This was also his only connection to the Xianhuang's secret realm. Although Lin Yuan hadn't made the mysterious yellow evolution path his core evolution path, it was still one of the many paths he cultivated, with the exclusive Xianhuang force circulating in his body. The evolution path that the teacher obtained has a bigger connection to the Xianhuang's secret realm than anticipated, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Merely because he had cultivated the mysterious yellow evolution path, could it really call out to him from countless light years away? And this call disregarded all measures of isolation on his home planet, a method that was horrifying to hear of. Of course, it might just be a slight sensation of calling without any substantive power, but it was still incredibly unbelievable. Xianhuang's secret realm. Lin Yuan's eyes narrowed slightly. He had already been interested in this cosmic secret realm, but now he felt even more strongly the realm's call. Lin Yuan wanted to know what the source of the call was. Was it the realm itself? Or something within the realm? It seems I need to enter the Xianhuang's secret realm to take a look. Lin Yuan had made up his mind. In fact, let alone a 9th rank, even a 6th rank evolver, who had the capability to roam the starry skies, would start entering various secret realms to explore. The semi-open secret realms within the territory of human civilization were numerous. The spatial layers where these realms were located were relatively shallow and could maintain a long-lasting entrance and exit pathway to the main universe, reinforced by powerful evolvers. Evolvers just had to pay a certain price to enter them. This was something almost all evolvers would do. Lin Yuan, having cultivated to 9th rank, had never explored a secret realm before, which was unusual. But now, that faint sensation of being called from the Xianhuang's secret realm gave Lin Yuan the thought to go and explore. Regardless of the outcome, it wouldn't result in any loss for Lin Yuan. There was no real risk of death. At worst his primordial spirit might fall within it. With Lin Yuan's resources, reforming a new primordial spirit wasn't much trouble. The Xianhuang's secret realm, each time it opens, lasts for 100 years. Once the time is up, it closes, and at that moment, all external life still inside will perish instantaneously. As for the cause of death, it's unclear. Even those whose original bodies are in the outside world and whose avatars deliberately stay within the realm don't know how their avatars died. So, the first iron rule of entering the Xianhuang's secret realm is to come out before it closes, Lin Yuan thought to himself. If the time limit is exceeded and the avatar perishes, it's one thing, but others don't have Lin Yuan's capability to easily reform a primordial spirit. The key is that all gains within the realm would also be lost within it. Wouldn't that be losing both the lady and the soldiers? Many detailed pieces of information about the Xianhuang's secret realm flashed through Lin Yuan's mind, a great advantage of being backed by peak clans. If it were a strong one from ordinary or weak clans, even if they managed to enter the Xianhuang's secret realm, the chances of obtaining gains and returning intact were also not substantial. Many hidden dangers and taboos within the realm were unknown to them, and they could potentially die in any corner. Of course, the plethora of information on the Xianwang's secret realm possessed by human civilization was acquired at the cost of countless predecessors' lives. The next day, Lin Yuan left from the top of Green Mountain, concluding his journey of soaking in the eternal spring. If it wasn't so costly to soak just once, I'd really like to bring both primordial spirits over for a soak. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. Although the effects of the eternal spring weren't as profound as the mysterious gourd, they were rare in enhancing the potential of the physical body. But the price was too high, 5 million merit points. That was still the internal price of human civilization. Within the Human Civilization Alliance, merit points can almost accomplish anything. Lin Yuan once again realized the importance of merit points. Upgrading citizen status was just the most cost-effective option. Many resources within human civilization, unattainable with civilization coins, universe coins, or even bartering, could only be accessed with merit points. Even with enough merit points, it was possible to purchase the Eternal Spring, a 12-star cosmic rare treasure. But that would require an astronomically high amount of merit points. It's time to go. Lin Yuan entered the spatial pathway leading away from his home planet, and in a flash, arrived at the transfer planet. Speaking of which, I still have a property in this central star domain. Lin Yuan seemed to recall something, glancing at a certain location. To call it property wasn't quite accurate, it should be described as a planet. A research planet. After Lin Yuan became an Evolver scholar, he automatically came to own a research planet in the central star domain, a place where every inch of land is worth its weight in gold. Chapter 547, The Strongest Strike, Subscription Request, _2 The value of a research planet is much higher than that of a high-level planet, especially when it is situated in such a large area as the central star domain. Moreover, the many computational power machines on the research planet are all automatically equipped, and there is also a large group of professors and expert teams at work. Lin Yuan's command concerning the research planet was to take on various challenges officially issued by human civilization and use the computational power of the planet to gradually conquer them, so as to earn corresponding merit points. In fact, if Lin Yuan were to preside over the research planet himself and tackle the various challenges of human civilization, he would earn even more merit points. But it was not necessary, spending time solving the many challenges of human civilization. It would be somewhat of a waste of Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding. 10 months later, Lin Yuan traveled through almost half of human civilization's territory and returned to the Milky Way star region. Finally back. Lin Yuan crossed 500 to 600 light-years in one step, and soon he arrived at the Milky Way main star. This trip to the central star domain took nearly 2 years. Lin Yuan quietly appeared in the Star Lord's Great Hall, exchanged a glance with the Taiyin primordial spirit, and sat down cross-legged. This was still Lin Yuan constantly deploying the great transference skill. If he had chosen to travel by spaceship, it would probably take 5 to 6 years to return. Spatial layers. Lin Yuan's eyes slightly closed, feeling the layers upon layers of spatial layers within his inner world. Although he spent most of the past 2 years traveling, Lin Yuan had not been delayed in his cultivation and practice of enlightenment. Over these nearly 2 years, Lin Yuan had reached 43,000 layers in his spatial layer development. It is worth noting that when Lin Yuan first stepped into the 9th rank, the number of spatial layers he had developed was only 39,000. In less than 2 years, he had developed an additional 4,000 spatial layers, a feat that would probably make other newly advanced 9th rank evolvers green with envy. To step into the 9th rank with dozens of ordinary cosmic forces, more than 10 high-level cosmic forces, and 1 source-level cosmic force, developing spatial layers is almost like playing. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. According to his estimation, at most in 10 years, he could reach the 100,000 heavy realm of the 9th rank, and it might not even take 10 years. Other ordinary 9th rank evolvers, who initially only developed a single-digit number of spatial layers, consider each additional layer developed a trial by fire, and it might take tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years to develop to the myriad heavy realm. However, cultivating is so easy for me. Other martial arts evolutionaries who step into the 9th rank will still need to gradually develop their spatial layers, Lin Yuan suddenly thought. Even though he has yet to cultivate to the peak of the 9th rank, he needs to consider the 9th stage martial Tao chapter for future generations of martial arts evolutionaries, as it is almost impossible for them to replicate Lin Yuan's path and comprehend the dozens of cosmic forces. In fact, the vast majority of 8th stage martial arts evolutionaries cannot comprehend cosmic forces. Without the boost of cosmic forces, 9th stage martial arts evolutionaries' development of spatial layers has no noticeable advantage compared to other 9th rank evolvers. Those able to cultivate to the 9th rank have an evolutionary path that is immensely refined. The gap between the same tier martial path evolutionary path and others is not as vast as one might think. Of course, this excludes potential. The 8th stage martial Tao is assessed by the 3 goddesses to have a final value far exceeding other evolutionary paths of the 8th stage, having discovered the potential of the 8th stage martial Tao and the birth of those who master cosmic forces is much higher than in other evolutionary paths. There's also the rule of time, which I've been sensing over these 2 years, and am likely about to grasp the basics, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Comprehending the rule of time at the 8th rank is not at the same level of difficulty as at the 9th rank. Currently, Lin Yuan can feel the fluctuations of the rule of time, and almost every minute and every second, his understanding of the rule of time is strengthened and deepened. Once I master the basics of the rule of time, I'll be able to control time acceleration to a certain extent, which offers a significant enhancement in combat, Lin Yuan silently thought. Reversing time, going against the current, is a capability owned only after fully understanding the complete rule of time. The previous methods like speeding up time and others can be executed as long as there is some understanding of the rule of time. Over these years, the accumulation of world-breaking origin force has also reached 60 strands. Lin Yuan's consciousness sank into his mind, looked towards the door to the myriad realms, and felt it briefly. The 3,000-meter-long eternal spatial rift in battlefield No. B0001 had increased the speed at which Lin Yuan accumulated world-breaking origin force to 1 strand every 150 days. Over the years, Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 9th rank and the rest period that followed added up to about 20 years, with 30 strands of world-breaking origin force already accumulated beforehand. Altogether, it just exceeded 60 strands. 60 strands of world-breaking origin force, fully capable of supporting a physical body transference. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Physical body transference, not just a different method from consciousness descent, is also an almost unsolvable way of escaping danger. Even when facing a supreme being, capable of dominating the multiple spatial layers of the main universe, it is impossible to pursue across dimensional realms. So far, the only instance Lin Yuan had seen someone surpass dimensional realms was at the door to the myriad realms. You go to battlefield No. B0001 and bring back the Taiyang divine spirit, he instructed as he looked towards the Taiyin primordial spirit. At this moment, the Taiyin primordial spirit had caught up with the true body in terms of assimilating the liquid from the mysterious gourd. Now, it was the Taiyang divine spirit's turn. Battlefield No. B0001. Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit silently vanished. The Taiyin primordial spirit took its place, gazing at the nearby 30,000-meter-long eternal spatial rift. It's too unbelievable, he remarked. Is this the level of attack from a supreme being? Lin Yuan gazed at the eternal spatial rift in awe. Before reaching the 9th rank, Lin Yuan's view of this eternal spatial rift remained merely on its most superficial aspect. But now, as a 9th rank evolver, he could see through the multiple spatial layers at a glance. Lin Yuan discovered that this eternal spatial rift not only tore through the space of the main universe but also ripped apart the spaces within the multiple spatial layers. It was unknown how many spatial layers were affected. At least the more than 40,000 spatial layers Lin Yuan observed were like this. Lin Yuan could imagine, in the distant past, an evolver wielding a supreme weapon casually launching an attack forward. This attack was crude and overbearing, requiring no finesse. No matter which spatial layer you hit in, all layers would be torn through, there was no escape. This was the strike of a supreme being. Milky Way main star. The Taiyang divine spirit returned successfully. After advancing to the 9th rank, Lin Yuan's speed increased significantly. Even without the world tree to replenish the mental exhaustion of the two divine spirits, they were far superior to what they had been before. The distance from battlefield No. B0001 to the Milky Way star region was far less than the distance from the Milky Way star region to the central star domain. Start absorbing now, he directed. Lin Yuan handed the mysterious gourd to the Taiyang divine spirit. He then closed his eyes to reflect on the Tao. In the blink of an eye, half a month passed. The Taiyang divine spirit had also absorbed the liquid inside the mysterious gourd up to the 5th type, the green liquid, catching up to Lin Yuan's progress. Rumbling. Inside the Taiyang divine spirit, the world of flames roared turbulently. Layers upon layers of space were opened and derived, with the entire size of the world of flames reaching more than 100 million miles in diameter. Not bad at all, Lin Yuan appraised after glancing at the Taiyang divine spirit. Although understanding the complete space rules meant that the size of the inner world was no longer restricted by the perfection of the rules, which typically would reach 10 million miles in diameter. However, the type of rules mastered still affected the nature of the inner world. The inner world of the Taiyang divine spirit was a world of flames, while that of the Taiyin primordial spirit was a world of cold darkness. As for Lin Yuan's true body, its inner world was no different from a normal world. I wonder if the size of the inner world would remain the same if I let the Taiyang divine spirit transform from real to abstract and return to the primordial spirit body. Lin Yuan pondered momentarily. Well, I'll try it later, he decided. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts. Let's visit the Xianhuang's secret realm. The physical body of the Taiyang divine spirit was entirely condensed according to Lin Yuan's true body. Naturally, many evolutionary paths were the same, including the mysterious yellow evolution path. Now, responding to the calling from the Xianhuang's secret realm, besides Lin Yuan's true body, both divine spirit avatars could also feel it. Whoosh! The Taiyang divine spirit stood up. Its figure vanished from the spot. Chapter 548, Why Not Give It a Try? Please subscribe. Human Civilization Territory, Southern Star Region. A piece of starry sky emitting spacetime fluctuations appeared before Lin Yuan as he closely observed the area ahead. Is this one of the 333 entrances to the Xianhuang secret realm? Lin Yuan thought to himself. The reason why human civilization did not monopolize the Xianhuang secret realm was precisely because there were simply too many entrances to this secret realm. Over 300 in total. And they were scattered throughout the universe. For instance, within the human civilization territory alone, there were 19 Xianhuang secret realm entrances. The main universe is vast and endless, and this vastness and endlessness refers not only to its size but also to its myriad spatial layers. Within countless spatial layers, it's possible for small worlds to be born, attached to the main universe, and these are the origins of the cosmic secret realms. Generally speaking, if a certain cosmic secret realm is of great value, supreme beings will take action, penetrating through layers upon layers of space to pull that small world into the main space of the main universe, or to establish a stable passage to this secret realm. Lin Yuan silently pondered. Within the secret realm, there might be resources rarely seen in the main universe. Of course, the more, the better. Even large cosmic secret realms cannot withstand the pull of supreme beings. If one supreme being isn't enough, then 2 or 3 will join forces. But the Xianhuang's secret realm. Even the supreme beings couldn't determine the specific spatial layer where this secret realm was located, which was somewhat unbelievable. If the Xianhuang's secret realm had not yet emerged, it could be possible because, after all, even supreme beings couldn't possibly traverse every single spatial layer in the main universe. But the Xianwang's secret realm had clearly been opened many times, with pathways connecting it to the outside world, yet Supreme Being still could not pinpoint the exact spatial layer, which was downright inconceivable. It wasn't just human Supreme Beings who couldn't do this, the alien strong ones also couldn't. This was also one of the reasons human civilization identified the Xianwang's secret realm as originating from another cosmic era. This secret realm was simply not a normal cosmic secret realm, and there was some being that deliberately concealed its coordinates. Moreover, strong beings who entered the Xianwang's secret realm for exploration on occasion gained secret techniques and treasures completely different from the current styles of the 10,000 universe races. The calling sensation is already extremely strong. Lin Yuan stood under the starry sky, and as he drew closer to the entrance of the Xianwang's secret realm, the calling sensation in his ears grew increasingly strong. He could even hear some vague voices. For this trip into the secret realm, I specifically brought 3 9th-tier secret treasures for protection, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The 3 9th-tier secret treasures were of the attack type, the physical defense type, and the soul defense type. Although 9th-rank battles are like contests within countless spatial layers, it does not mean that weapon treasures are useless. You're protected by defensive treasures, and even if enemies find your spatial layer, they can't kill you. Of course, these 3 9th-tier secret treasures came from contributions by a few of the strongest 8th-layer talents of the Tianyu clan. This time entering the secret realm, the primary goal is to clarify the source of the call. As for the treasures within the secret realm, if they come easily, he'll take them, if not, he'll let them go. Lin Yuan set a basic strategy for his upcoming journey into the secret realm. That was to avoid conflicts with other strong beings as much as possible. Because Lin Yuan's goal differed from theirs. The reason Lin Yuan only arrived now, instead of coming when the secret realm opened, was to avoid the peak period of alien strong ones entering the secret realm. Once opened, the Xianwang's secret realm could only be sustained for 100 years. Therefore, the sooner one entered the secret realm, the larger the potential yield. Lin Yuan arrived a few years later, so he wouldn't likely encounter the first batch of numerous alien strong ones. Let's go in. After some thought, Lin Yuan stepped into the nearby starry sky emanating spatial fluctuations. As Lin Yuan walked further into the starry sky, he sensed the twisting changes of space. According to the intelligence, any strong being entering the Xianwang's secret realm will randomly appear in the peripheral areas of the realm, Lin Yuan thought. This was also why he did not group up with other evolvers from the human civilization to enter. Because no matter how much you group, once you enter the secret realm, you'll be separated, making it meaningless. The spatial fluctuations became more distorted. When the space stabilized slightly, Lin Yuan had already left the main spatial layer of the main universe and entered the Xianwang's secret realm. Lin Yuan immediately began observing his surroundings with great caution. The physical defense treasure, as well as the soul defense treasure, were both operational. I haven't entered any particularly dangerous places. Lin Yuan looked around at the earthy yellow continent and breathed a sigh of relief. When you enter the Xianwang's secret realm, you randomly appear on the outskirts of the realm. The word random is very key here. One might end up in some kind of perilous land. Although the outermost areas of the Xianwang's secret realm pose basically no threat to 9th-rank lives, there are several forbidden lands that are exceptions. Even 9th-rank beings would be seriously harmed if they happened to enter those forbidden lands carelessly. It seems my luck isn't bad. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The location he was currently in was safe for the time being, and the initial position upon entering the secret realm was not bad. Spatial layers. Lin Yuan keenly sensed that as a complete world, the Xianwang's secret realm naturally also gave rise to multiple layers of space. The number of spatial layers this secret realm possesses far exceeds 40,000, Lin Yuan thought. His inner world had opened up 45,000 spatial layers, so he could roughly sense the number of external world space layers. I can't enter instant spatial shifting, Lin Yuan tried a bit more and confirmed a piece of intelligence provided by human civilization. Within the Xianhuang secret realm, there was an invisible spatial suppression. Ninth-rank beings could merge with the numerous spatial layers, but they couldn't move instantaneously or teleport through the space rules. Chapter 549, Why Not Give It a Try? Please subscribe. _2 In the Xianhuang secret realm, the only way to travel was by flying. The calling location, is it in the core area? Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. The Xianhuang secret realm was vast and boundless, divided into the outer region, the inner region, and the core area. The closer one got to the core area, the more opportunities and treasures there were, and likewise, the competition became increasingly fierce. In addition to competing with other different species, there were also the indigenous lives of the Xianhuang secret realm. The indigenous lives in the core area were much stronger than those in the inner and outer regions. Some of them were even capable of overpowering ninth-rank myriad-layer realm powerhouses. Be careful. Lin Yuan's expression was solemn. However, even within the core area, it wasn't dangerous everywhere. Those treasured places filled with opportunities were indeed perilous, but if there were no such treasures or chances, it was relatively safe. Lin Yuan had no interest in those treasures or opportunities and merely needed to safely enter the core area and find out the source of the calling. Let's go. Lin Yuan immediately set off, transforming into a streak of light, flying toward the source of the calling. Several days later, Lin Yuan traveled through the spatial layers swiftly, flying at high speed. Just then, a kilometer-long giant snake on the earth-yellow road below suddenly opened its eyes. An outsider. This kilometer-long giant snake was one of the indigenous lives of the Xianhuang secret realm. Every time the secret realm opened, these indigenous beings would viciously attack the intruding strong ones. Even the weakest indigenous being, born from the Xianhuang secret realm, had a keen perception of the numerous spatial layers within the realm. The techniques used by ninth-rank powerhouses from the main universe to merge with the spatial layers could hardly escape the notice of these indigenous beings. Because this was their home turf. Boom! The kilometer-long giant snake opened its huge mouth and unleashed a beam of earth-yellow light. The beam instantly sliced through space, striking toward the spatial layer where Lin Yuan was located. In battles amongst ninth-rank powerhouses, the most crucial aspect was locking onto the spatial layer the opponent was in, because only then could one attack the true body. And this was also the most difficult part. Every ninth-rank powerhouse would carefully conceal their true body. They even continuously changed their position within the spatial layers. But none of this could deceive the indigenous lives within the Xianhuang secret realm. Lin Yuan, who was flying at high speeds, his expression changed slightly. Rustle, rustle. Lin Yuan raised his right hand, and a field-green shield appeared in front of him, blocking the incoming beam of light. An indigenous being. Lin Yuan had long been aware of the capabilities of the indigenous lives of the Xianhuang secret realm, his expression slightly serious. That attack just now was roughly equivalent to a single blow from a ninth-rank powerhouse who has opened up several hundred spatial layers, Lin Yuan roughly estimated. Since that's the case, don't blame me. Lin Yuan looked down at the kilometer-long giant snake, his eyes flashing with killing intent. Lin Yuan's inner world currently spanned 43,000 spatial layers. But this didn't mean his strength was only at the 43,000 layers level. Other ninth-rank strong ones, after comprehending the complete space rules, had inner worlds that were at their limit in size. Unless they were from a noble lineage with a higher limit, there was little difference for others. Therefore, the measure of a ninth-rank live strength was primarily based on the number of spatial layers they had opened up. The more layers they had opened up, the stronger their strength, with the two being directly proportional. But Lin Yuan was different. His inner world spanned an area of at least 120 million li. The strength of the 43,000 layers placed on him was at least on par with those ninth-rank powerhouses who had opened several 100,000 layers. After all, the foundation and heritage were there. So, facing this indigenous being whose strength was only at the 9th rank 10 heavy realm, Lin Yuan planned to make a quick and decisive battle. After all, being targeted by an indigenous being, even if you ran away, the opponent would always chase you, which would be too conspicuous. Rustle. Lin Yuan took a step forward, proactively emerging from the spatial layer. The power of the world circulated within him as the strength of the many layers converged. He directly pierced through that kilometer-long giant snake. Outsider. The kilometer-long giant snake let out an angry roar, and then its eyes dimmed, its massive body collapsing onto the ground. Dead? Lin Yuan stepped forward and began to examine the corpse of the indigenous life form. The indigenous life forms of the Xianhuang secret realm, whether alive or dead, couldn't leave the realm. Even if someone tried to forcibly take them out, they would disintegrate into ash the moment they left the secret realm. Therefore, human civilization's research on these types of indigenous life forms hasn't been very deep. This must be the mystic yellow crystal. Lin Yuan extracted a fist-sized yellow crystal from the heart of the kilometer-long serpent. The Xianhuang crystal, a special product of the Xianhuang secret realm, was the core of the indigenous life forms there. Such a fist-sized piece of Xianhuang crystal could easily be exchanged for 100,000 cubic universe crystals in the main world. The special power contained within the Xianhuang crystal had notable effects on certain systems of evolvers and alien strong ones. The indigenous life forms from the Xianhuang secret realm would disintegrate into ash once they left the realm. Only the Xianhuang crystal could be preserved. This was the only thing Lin Yuan could take out from the indigenous life form. 100,000 cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan was overjoyed. The normal price for a 9th rank strong one was between 2 million to 300 million cubic universe crystals. Although 100,000 cubic universe crystals wasn't much for 9th rank strong ones, the ease of obtaining them now was remarkable. Continue forward. Lin Yuan had formulated a strategy before entering the secret realm. Never fight for the chance treasures. But the indigenous life was coming to him on its own. It didn't violate the strategy Lin Yuan had set. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, more than a month had passed. Lin Yuan had walked almost half of the perimeter area. In these 1 or 2 months, Lin Yuan encountered 5 indigenous life form ambushes. The strengths of these indigenous life forms varied, with the highest rivaling a 9th rank strong one of the myriad heavy realm and the weakest just entering the 9th rank, not even comparable to the 10 heavy realm. In less than 2 months, I've obtained 6 pieces of Xianhuang crystal, which together are worth nearly 1 million cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan was somewhat astonished. 1 million cubic universe crystals? Even for a 9th rank strong one, earning such a large number of universe crystals wasn't an easy task, roughly half the fortune of an ordinary 9th rank 10 heavy realm strong one. This was still with Lin Yuan actively avoiding those places of opportunity. If he had deliberately searched for chances, his gains could probably have increased several times. No wonder those alien strong ones are so interested in this secret realm. My teacher, who was just an invincible 8th layer, risked coming in. This harvest, Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. One could foresee that as long as one could leave this secret realm alive, one would make a fortune. Did another indigenous life form find me? Lin Yuan glanced at the mainland below, where a 100-meter-tall bear was staring at him angrily. Despite the layers of spatial layers in between, Lin Yuan knew the bear was looking at him. It's one of the weakest indigenous life forms. Equivalent to just entering the 9th rank. Lin Yuan briefly sensed the aura emitted by the other party. After continuously killing 6 indigenous life forms, he also had some experience. Take the initiative. Lin Yuan immediately left the spatial layers, mobilizing a 9th rank attack treasure, and bombarded the 100-meter bear. Far from where Lin Yuan was, on another side. A 3-headed alien, at the moment Lin Yuan voluntarily left the spatial layers, seemed to sense something and looked in his direction. Is that ninth rank attack treasure from the Tianyu clan? Is this human evolver the famous Galaxy Master? This three-headed alien was also hidden within multiple spatial layers. Watching Lin Yuan swiftly kill the 100-meter bear, a trace of strangeness flashed in its eyes. I didn't expect that, after being delayed by other matters for a while before entering the Xianhuang's secret realm, I'd come across such a pleasant surprise. The three-headed alien stirred slightly. His tribe was part of the Insect Race Alliance and was thoroughly hostile to human civilization. Inside the Insect Race Alliance, they had already put out a series of bounties on the Galaxy Master, and even just killing an avatar of the Galaxy Master would yield a generous reward. The 100-meter bear that the Galaxy Master killed had only the combat power of someone just entering the 9th rank. The Galaxy Master, at the initial stage of the 9th rank, being able to do so much, the true combat power is probably not weaker than those opening thousands of spatial layers of the 9th rank. The three-headed alien quickly analyzed, I've opened up 26,000 spatial layers, the 9th rank myriad heavy realm. If I make a move against the Galaxy Master, I should be definitely successful. The three-headed alien's heart raced. The rewards from the insect race were simply too lucrative, and after analyzing, he thought there shouldn't be much difficulty in dealing with the Galaxy Master. Maybe I should give it a try. Chapter 550. Aren't you just entering the 9th rank? Please subscribe. The three-headed alien race decided to make a move against the Galaxy Master for three main reasons. First, the Galaxy Master had just risen to the 9th rank. How strong could he be? Being a 9th rank myriad layer realm powerhouse himself, even if the Galaxy Master was exceptionally talented, at most, he wouldn't be able to kill him, feeling entirely capable of retreating unscathed. The Insect Race Alliance and the Human Alliance were sworn enemies anyway. Whether he attacked the Galaxy Master or not, their grudges wouldn't lessen, and if the Galaxy Master had a chance to kill him, he wouldn't hesitate. Secondly, this place is the Xianhuang's secret realm. The powerhouses who enter here are basically avatars, and the Galaxy Master is definitely no exception. Since it's an avatar, it won't carry significant treasures with it, and if the three-headed alien race encountered the real body of the Galaxy Master, they probably wouldn't act rashly. Given the Galaxy Master's innate talent and aptitude, human civilization has surely left many provisions on him. He's merely a 9th rank, how could he withstand the Peak Clan's contingencies? But in the Xianhuang's secret realm? Given that it's an avatar that entered here, the three-headed alien race believed there was still a chance. Thirdly, it's about the bounty from the insect race. The insect race, to delay the growth rate of the Galaxy Master, would spare no effort. On the other side, Lin Yuan easily killed a 100-meter-tall giant bear, casually taking the mystic yellow crystal. The giant bear had just entered the 9th rank, and its core mystic yellow crystal was the size of a thumb, worth no more than a few thousand cubic universe crystals. But a mosquito is still meat, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't scorn it, equivalent to picking it up for free. This trip into the mystic yellow secret realm, whether or not I can figure out the calling sensation, it's still profitable, Lin Yuan felt pleased. All this was money, all of it. Just as Lin Yuan was about to merge into the spatial layers and continue on his way. All around, unexpectedly, black mist began to pervade. The black mist penetrated many spatial layers, dimly encircling Lin Yuan as its center, condensing into a black cage that encompassed more than 20,000 spatial layers. Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. Is it a different species? Lin Yuan's mind shifted, merging into the spatial layers as well. The native life of the Xianhuang's secret realm, though powerful, attacked in rather rigid ways, unlike this refined black mist trying to trap Lin Yuan. Galaxy Master. Just as the black mist formed a cage, a three-headed alien emerged, smiling softly at Lin Yuan, who would have thought that the famous Galaxy Master would be encountered by me. Is it you? I'll leave in. Lin Yuan had initially planned to escape the black cage first. The black cage covered more than 20,000 spatial layers, posing a challenge to any ninth-rank powerhouse who had developed fewer than 20,000 layers to escape easily. However, Lin Yuan had developed up to 43,000 layers, far surpassing the depth of 20,000 layers. So escaping the cage was easy. Yet, upon seeing the powerhouse who made a move against him was a three-headed alien, Lin Yuan immediately had other ideas. The three-headed alien, named Oliven, was a somewhat famous ninth-rank powerhouse from the insect race Alliance, having developed 26,000 layers of space. Just from the number of spatial layers alone, Lin Yuan could sweep Oliven aside. Not to mention Lin Yuan's true combat power. His inner world, reaching over 1 billion square miles, placed Lin Yuan's real strength on par with those controlling hundreds of thousands or even millions of spatial layers. Faced with Oliven, this ninth-rank executioner from the Insect Race Alliance who had killed countless human evolvers on the large alien battlefield, Lin Yuan also harbored a killing intent. Mainly because the opponent had come to him, and his strength was far below his own, and there were no ninth-rank powerhouses from the Insect Race Alliance nearby to support him. Die. The three-headed alien didn't waste words. Believing he had the advantage, the quicker he killed the Galaxy Master, the better, to avoid unnecessary complications. Rumble. The ubiquitous black mist began to contract, and the three-headed alien's form dispersed, similarly transforming into black mist, merging with the surrounding black cage. This was also the special skill of the three-headed alien race, leveraging its innate racial talents to completely merge into the space. This is a complete merger, not just entering the many spatial layers. Galaxy Master, don't blame me. A smile appeared on the face of the three-headed alien, as if seeing the Galaxy Master reduced to dust under the contracting black mist. To kill a peerless human genius, even just an avatar, brought immense satisfaction to the three-headed alien. However, the next moment, Lin Yuan raised his right hand, gently grasping in front of him. This grasp wasn't limited to the main space but encompassed the numerous spatial layers, all the black mist thoroughly gathered into Lin Yuan's palm. The three-headed alien, merged into the black mist, thought initially he was invincible, but under this grasp, he too fell into Lin Yuan's palm. The three-headed alien's expression drastically changed, facing Lin Yuan's grasp. He tried to flee deeper into the spatial layers, only to discover that no matter which layer he escaped into, he had to face this grasp. You're not just newly advanced to 9th rank. In the midst of fright and unwillingness, the three-headed alien just managed to utter this before seeing Lin Yuan's right hand swiftly clench, all the black mist and the three-headed alien himself utterly obliterated in this grasp. The 9th rank myriad layer realm three-headed alien died. With this level of strength, you still came to kill me. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. If the three-headed alien had seen Lin Yuan and immediately fled, he might have survived, especially in the Xianhuang's secret realm, where Lin Yuan didn't want to cause too much commotion. Chapter 551, Aren't you just starting at the 9th rank? Please subscribe, _2 But when they took the initiative to come over, Lin Yuan unapologetically accepted. Let's take a look at the space bracelet. Lin Yuan took out the space bracelet from the three-headed alien race. When he crushed the three-headed alien, Lin Yuan deliberately held back some strength, worried about shattering the space bracelet as well. Once the space bracelet is crushed, the many treasures within would scatter randomly across the multiple spatial layers. Even if Lin Yuan could find them one by one, it would be a waste of time. Really poor, 9th rank myriad layer realm, just 2 9th tier secret treasures. And a few mystic yellow crystals amounting to a little over 200,000 cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan scanned briefly and sighed in his heart. However, he also understood that entering the Xianhuang's secret realm, with its myriad dangers, no one could guarantee making it out alive, so naturally, they wouldn't bring many treasures with them. Just like Lin Yuan, apart from 3 9th tier secret treasures, he didn't bring any other treasures either. Something as precious as origin fine gold would definitely be kept safe on his true body. The goal of the three-headed alien race must have been the inner reaches or even the core area of the Xianhuang's secret realm. Not deliberately seeking out the native life in the peripheral regions, it wasn't surprising that there weren't many mystic yellow crystals. Continue. Lin Yuan once again delved deeper into the spatial layers, following the increasingly clear call, and quickly flew towards the core area of the Xianhuang's secret realm. Within a remote, desolate star domain, the true body of the three-headed alien Strong One emerged from within a certain star. That galaxy master, isn't he newly advanced to the 9th rank? The three-headed alien race was filled with anger. How is this newly advanced to the 9th rank? Though he didn't even know what methods of the galaxy master he had perished to, because everything happened too quickly. But just from the many spatial layers he had fled to, which were easily sealed off by the galaxy master, one could tell that the number of spatial layers the opponent could open was definitely no lower than his own. You see, the three-headed alien race had stepped into the 9th rank for tens of thousands of years. The Galaxy Master. More than 10 years. Galaxy Master, how can he be so monstrous? The three-headed alien race's heart trembled. The opponent not only swept through other invincible beings of the 8th layer with an utterly unbeatable demeanor, but upon stepping into the 9th rank, his combat power and realm both surged forward rapidly. Galaxy Master. The three-headed alien race was filled with unwillingness. Had he known that the Galaxy Master possessed such strength, he would have never delivered himself to the threshold of death willingly. This is a huge loss. The three-headed alien race took a deep breath. The death of an avatar wasn't too big a loss for him, and the loss of the 2 9th-tier secret treasures carried by the avatar was also acceptable to Oliven. With the strength of the three-headed alien race Oliven, reforming an avatar would take at most a few decades, plus another 10 to 20 years to elevate the strength of the avatar close to the true body. Altogether, about 100 years or so. 100 years, in the long life of a 9th-rank Strong One, it's nothing more than a nap. But now, it just happens to be the opening time of the Xianhuang's secret realm. And from its opening to closure, the Xianhuang's secret realm lasts only 100 years in total. This means that with the loss of this one avatar, the three-headed alien race has nothing to do with the current opening of the Xianhuang's secret realm. Unless he's willing to directly enter the Xianhuang's secret realm with his true body. But the three-headed alien race Oliven didn't have the guts to do so. If an avatar enters the secret realm and dies, it can still be reformed. But the true body, once it dies, that's death through and through, and Oliven's clan, while strong, doesn't have a supreme being to preside over it. Waiting for the resurrection by a supreme being from the insect race, who knows when that will be, and whether or not the resurrection will succeed in the end is another matter. Xianhuang's secret realm, the heart of the three-headed alien race Oliven was bleeding. Originally, he had planned to make a fortune from the opening of this Xianhuang's secret realm, with his strength, as long as he did not enter the core area, and stayed away from a few key locations in the inner region, he would most likely not die. As long as he didn't die and walked out of the Xianhuang's secret realm alive, he could at least gain treasures worth hundreds of millions of cubic universe crystals. But now, it's all gone. Time passed. 5 years in the blink of an eye. Almost entering the inner region, Lin Yuan murmured as he cautiously made his way through the numerous spatial layers. The Xianhuang's secret realm was vast and boundless. Among them, the peripheral region was the smallest, and the inner region was much larger than the peripheral region. As for the core area, to this day, no strong one has been able to pinpoint the exact range of the core area. My teacher originally obtained the Xianhuang evolutionary path in a certain place in the inner region, Lin Yuan mused to himself. In the Xianhuang's secret realm, although the invincible beings of the 8th layer had the qualifications to enter, life was difficult for them. Mere rivals to the weakest native life within the realm were comparable to the strong ones who just entered the 9th rank. This meant that invincible beings of the 8th layer would find themselves in a situation where they couldn't beat anyone upon entering this secret realm. If they encountered a slightly stronger native life, they might not even be able to escape. This is still the threat posed by the secret realm itself, but what about the alien strong ones? In the main universe, many 9th rank strong ones are restrained by the peak clans and can't afford to act rashly. But in the Xianhuang secret realm, there are no such restrictions. If a 9th rank meets an 8th layer invincible of the same faction, it's still okay. If they're from different factions, they're usually taken out as an afterthought. Even faced with so many threats, there are still countless 8th layer invincibles swarming into the Xianhuang secret realm. After all, the worst outcome is the death of an avatar, but if they gain something, the improvement to their foundation will be leaps and bounds. Lin Yuan glanced at the location where his teacher, the Qikuan Star Lord, had obtained the Xianhuang evolutionary path. If it weren't for this calling sense from the core area, Lin Yuan would probably go and take a look, to see if he could find any information related to the Xianhuang secret realm. But now that the calling sense is so strong, Lin Yuan naturally prioritized it. Whoosh! Lin Yuan continued to hurry on his way. At this moment, a great presence erupted from the Terracotta mountain range not far away. This presence was so vast that it affected billions of miles around. Is a treasure being born? Lin Yuan immediately understood what was happening. All over the Xianhuang secret realm, many treasures and extremely valuable items were hidden. That is, the so-called lands of opportunity. Once these treasures and valuable items emerge, they will cause celestial phenomena. If other powerful beings sense it and know the location of the treasure, they will naturally rush over as fast as possible. Stay away from it. Lin Yuan was very clear about his own positioning and goals. In terms of strength, his upper limit of combat power was close to a 9th rank strong one of the million heavy realm, but he would likely lose if he really faced one from the million heavy realm. Let alone those from the myriad heavy realm of the 9th rank. Although there were not many 9th rank strong ones from the myriad heavy realm who entered the Xianhuang secret realm this time, there were certainly quite a few, all looking for the chance to break through. And the treasure causing this celestial phenomenon, according to its induced celestial signs, will at least present treasures at the level of 10-star universe rare treasures. It will inevitably attract many 9th rank strong ones from the million-fold and myriad-fold realms to compete. Sure enough. It wasn't long before, Lin Yuan felt terrifying fluctuations coming from the direction of the Terracotta mountain range. The residual waves of power pierced through tens of millions of spatial layers, endlessly rolling like they would never stop. It must be a 9th rank near the myriad heavy realm taking action. Lin Yuan thought to himself. A 9th rank of the myriad heavy realm can instantly shake tens of millions of spatial layers, and the combat power they unleash is terrifying. As long as you are within these tens of millions of spatial layers, you cannot escape their assault or suppression. Anyway, it's none of my business. Lin Yuan continued on his way to the core area. The emergence of such a scale of opportunity in the inner region is not only not a bad thing for Lin Yuan, but actually a good one. At least it has attracted the attention of a large number of 9th rank strong ones from the million and myriad heavy realms. The rest of Lin Yuan's journey would be much smoother, and the chances of encountering alien strong ones he could not deal with would be greatly reduced. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan slowly opened his eyes. All is going well in the Xianhuang secret realms so far. Lin Yuan thought to himself. His Taiyang divine spirit blended into the multitudinous spatial layers, speeding towards the core area at an extremely fast rate. However, due to the vastness of the inner region, crossing such a vast range without the aid of teleportation or spatial shifting would take at least 10 to 20 years. Speaking of which, since I stepped into the 9th rank, I have never tried the 3rd layer of the Black Tower. A thought struck Lin Yuan, and he immediately diverted a sliver of his consciousness, following the magic jade mark to descend into the demon jade space. Chapter 552 Galaxy Master, Run Away Quickly. Seeking subscriptions, the 9th-floor Dark Tower within the demon jade space offers treasures bestowed by the Moyu Tower Master for each level cleared. Lin Yuan's World Tree, void interpretation, illusory reality, chaos crystals, and other treasures all originated from the 9 floors Dark Tower and have been of great help to him. Even after reaching the 9th rank, Lin Yuan would still often reflect and meditate. Especially for void interpretation, it offered an explanation of the space rules from a perspective different from that of human civilization. With each reflection, Lin Yuan gained new insights, deepening his understanding of the essence of the space rules. Demon Jade Space. The incarnation of Lin Yuan's consciousness appeared. This space. Lin Yuan carefully observed his surroundings. This was his first time here since ascending to the 9th rank. Now that he was in the domain of the 9th rank, Lin Yuan immediately noticed the subtle essence of the Demon Jade Space compared to when he was in the 8th layer. Completely independent of the many spatial layers, how did the Moyu Tower Master achieve this? Lin Yuan was somewhat astonished. It was known to Lin Yuan that the Demon Jade Space did not belong to the main universe. After all, the Moyu Tower Master also was not a life form from the main universe, but the space created here did not rely on any spatial layers, which was somewhat inconceivable. Let's see just how far I can go on the 3rd layer now. After observing for a while, Lin Yuan headed towards the direction of the 9 floors Dark Tower. According to Shinji, the 3rd layer of the Dark Tower was specifically designed for certain extremely powerful special 9th rank lives, as well as for 10th rank lives. When Lin Yuan was at the 8th layer, let alone clearing the 3rd layer, he couldn't even withstand staying there. Now that he had stepped into the 9th rank, he had no illusions about passing the 3rd layer. He merely wanted to understand what the challenges of the 3rd layer of the Dark Tower were. The 1st layer and the 2nd layer, Lin Yuan knew, tested the ability to resist pressure from all directions. But the 3rd layer, when Lin Yuan was at the 8th layer, his spirit will, nurtured by the world's power within an area of over 100 million miles in his inner world, was actually not much weaker than that of a 9th rank life. Yet even so, he still couldn't withstand a moment on the 3rd layer. Lin Yuan vaguely sensed that perhaps the challenge of the 3rd layer of the Dark Tower was different from the 1st and 2nd layers. In front of the 9 floors Dark Tower, the stone statue Shinji stepped out. You have been gone for quite some time. The stone statue was about to ask Lin Yuan why he hadn't been here for such a long time. He then noticed that Lin Yuan's spirit will had undergone a qualitative change compared to the last visit, and the will incarnation had naturally merged into the multiple spatial layers. What he saw of Lin Yuan now was but a projection. You've reached the 9th rank. The stone statue Shinji's tone was complex, although he knew well that reaching the 9th rank was no challenge for a freak like Lin Yuan. But when he truly discovered that Lin Yuan had attained such a level in such a short time, he couldn't help feeling inexplicably emotional. Why did such a monstrous talent not appear during the era of the Moyu Tower Master? The luck was not bad, Lin Yuan said with a smile. Always luck. The stone statue Shinji felt somewhat helpless, and looking at Lin Yuan, he said, "Are you here to try to clear the 3rd layer?" If Lin Yuan were still at the 8th layer, the stone statue Shinji would not recommend attempting the 3rd layer, as it would be meaningless and wouldn't even serve as a trial. But now that he was at the 9th rank, given Lin Yuan's talent, he could naturally try to clear the 3rd layer. Go ahead. The stone statue Shinji stepped aside. Lin Yuan walked straight into the Black Tower. The 3rd layer. The moment Lin Yuan's figure appeared, an invisible and dreadful pressure swept over from all directions, passing over Lin Yuan. It was like hitting a void, with all the pressure passing straight through Lin Yuan's body. Because Lin Yuan's true body was not in the main space. Lin Yuan tried taking a step forward. The pressure from all directions surged, already penetrating dozens of spatial layers. Another step. It penetrated through hundreds of spatial layers. And then 10 steps. It came close to penetrating 10,000 spatial layers. At this moment, the intangible essence was sweeping across nearly 10,000 spatial layers. Even though Lin Yuan's consciousness incarnation was within more than 80,000 spatial layers, he could still faintly feel the pressure. He continued for 100 steps. The immense pressure seemed to become tangible, resonating back and forth through 80,000 spatial layers. Seeing this scene, Lin Yuan decisively stopped advancing. The real test of the third layer of the Dark Tower is not resisting the pressure, for this pressure cannot be resisted at all. Even a 10th rank power, with just a sliver of spirit will present, would only end up with their will incarnation collapsing if touched or grazed by the pressure from all sides. Lin Yuan pondered thoughtfully. The real test of the third layer of the Dark Tower is the occupation of spatial layers. To occupy as many spatial layers as possible to evade the shroud of pressure. And the so-called occupying more spatial layers, in Lin Yuan's interpretation, is the expansion and creation of more layers of inner world spatial layers. The more levels of inner world spatial layers one can create, the more control one would have over the many spatial layers of the main world. Now, Lin Yuan's inner world had expanded to 87,000 layers of spatial layers, and theoretically, he could instantly occupy 87,000 layers of spatial layers in the main world. Where I'm at now is merely 1% of the total length of the third layer. With the pressure here already sweeping across more than 80,000 layers, to fully traverse the third layer, wouldn't one need to occupy tens of millions, close to 100 million spatial layers? Lin Yuan was inwardly astonished. To occupy tens of millions or nearly 100 million layers of spatial layers meant another thing, which is to develop tens of millions or nearly 100 million layers of spatial layers within the inner world. Chapter 553 Galaxy Master, Run Away Quickly. Seeking subscriptions, _2 You should know that within the 5 realm divisions of the 9th rank, the final realm is merely the myriad heavy realm. It refers to establishing 10 million spatial layers. But now, to pass through the third layer of the Black Tower, one must establish tens of millions and even nearly 100 million spatial layers. No wonder it said that only special beings within the 9th rank have a hope of passing this layer, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Although the myriad heavy realm is the last stage of the 9th rank, it doesn't mean that the myriad heavy realm is the strongest. Theoretically, after establishing 10 million spatial layers, one can still continue to establish more spatial layers. But this is too difficult. Every 9th rank powerhouse who has established 10 million spatial layers has spent countless years and energy to reach this step, and now to ask them to continue expanding. The reason why the myriad heavy realm is set as the last realm of the 9th rank is because once the count of spatial layers reaches 10 million, one can attempt to break into the 10th rank. I am still very far from reaching the myriad heavy realm. After pondering for a while, Lin Yuan directly exited the Xianwang's secret realm. Outside the 9 floors Dark Tower. The stone statue Shinji silently observed Lin Yuan's movements. Having covered 1% of the journey, the occupation of spatial layers is almost close to 90,000, stone statue Shinji thought to himself. He's just stepped into the 9th rank not long ago, and he has already occupied nearly 90,000 spatial layers. Stone statue Shinji did not know what to say, as he had never seen such a thing before. He had heard of those multispatial life forms that control numerous spatial layers right from birth, but like Lin Yuan, who went from weak to strong, step by step cultivating himself at such an unbelievable speed to occupy 90,000 spatial layers. No matter how monstrous he is, passing the third layer will not be easy. It's a test specifically set by the master back then. Either step into the 10th rank honestly and then come back or deeply cultivate the 9th rank domain, the latter being much harder than the former. Stone statue Shinji thought silently. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan opened his eyes. It seems there is no hope of passing the third layer anytime soon. Lin Yuan sighed to himself. In the 5 years of traversing the periphery of the Xianwang secret realm, Lin Yuan's count of spatial layers had surged from 43,000 to 87,000. This rate of progress can only be described as terrifying, but the gap to tens of millions and nearly 100 million spatial layers, at least Lin Yuan saw no short-term solution. These 5 years. I can feel that I'm about to grasp the rule of time, Lin Yuan thought internally. 5 years ago, Lin Yuan already felt he was about to grasp the rule of time, but until now, he still hadn't, which shows the difficulty and complexity of time's rule. Even Lin Yuan, with his against heaven's understanding, finds it challenging. Other ninth-rank evolvers, even after spending hundreds of thousands or millions of years, also find it difficult to grasp the basics of time's rule. In a sense, the rule of time should at least belong to the 10th rank powerhouses as a foundational rule. For the 9th rank, it's merely making an appearance. Practically impossible to grasp. Time, Lin Yuan raised his right hand, and faintly, the flow of time on the surface of his hand began to distort. This time, Lin Yuan truly felt that he was about to grasp the rule of time. It could be a matter of days or perhaps months. The world-breaking origin force is also accumulated to 71 strands. Lin Yuan felt the quantity of world-breaking origin force, pleased. The world-breaking origin force is his greatest reliance, capable of transcending dimensional planes and arriving at any world. Xianhuang's secret realm. After 5 years of traveling, Lin Yuan finally entered the inner area. Has the aura of heaven and earth changed? Lin Yuan carefully sensed his surroundings. If the outer area of the Xianhuang secret realm almost had no difference from the main universe, then the inner area had an added ancient and suppressed atmosphere. The calling feels even stronger now. Lin Yuan slightly closed his eyes, starting to listen more intently. He was now faintly able to hear what the calling was about. Xianhuang. 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 Great Xianhuang, you have finally returned. The calling seemed to come from an infinite distance, ancient beyond measure, crossing time and space to reach Lin Yuan's ears. Xianhuang. Lin Yuan frowned slightly. Is Xianhuang a name? Lin Yuan guessed internally. The language of the calling was not any that Lin Yuan had encountered before, but miraculously, he could understand the meaning as long as he listened to it. Let's continue moving forward. Lin Yuan pondered for a while. Thus far, including human civilization and other peak clans, the understanding of the Xianhuang secret realm only scratched the surface. Even the relation between the Xianhuang secret realm and other cosmic eras is merely conjecture, without absolute certainty. Mainly because the Xianhuang secret realm repels 10th rank and above powerhouses from entering, the supreme beings couldn't explore, and what is known is naturally limited. After entering the inner area, Lin Yuan intentionally slowed his own pace. Over there. Lin Yuan felt something and looked in a certain direction. There, the atmosphere was turbulent. A native life form hundreds of thousands of meters large was fighting a different species with a long tail. As the two exchanged blows, the terrifying aura vibrated tens of thousands, millions of spatial layers. That different species has established at least 1 million spatial layers and above, Lin Yuan observed from a distance. That native life form is also extremely powerful, hardly weaker than the different species. I'll leave now. Lin Yuan watched for a while and then moved away from the area, heading in another direction. He recognized the identity of that different species, named Mo, affiliated with the Star Alliance, a rare special life form. The relationship between the Human Civilization Grand Alliance and the Star Alliance wasn't very good since many of the evolution elixirs used by human civilization are derived from numerous special life forms. Chapter 554 Galaxy Master, Run away quickly. Seeking subscriptions, _3 if it weren't for the strongest few among special life forms uniting to establish the Star Alliance, and officially joining the warfare of the peak interstellar clans, it's likely that by now, special life forms would have been domesticated by human civilization. Special life forms are powerful individuals, difficult to reproduce, but it's not impossible for them to do so. Apart from those extremely rare ones that can't form a clan, most special life forms still possess the ability to reproduce. Lin Yuan wasn't afraid of Mo creating 1 million spatial layers. 5 years ago, his combat power was almost equal to a 9th rank millionfold realm, let alone now. He just didn't want to stir up any trouble. Whoosh! Lin Yuan took another path towards the core area of the Xianhuang's secret realm. Several days later. Lin Yuan's brows slightly furrowed. Is there a human evolver nearby? Lin Yuan raised his right hand, and a black disc appeared in his palm. Any life form entering the Xianhuang's secret realm would be randomly assigned to the peripheral areas. This was to eliminate the possibility of grouping up right from the start. However, after entering the Xianhuang's secret realm, thanks to the black disc issued to every human evolver by human civilization, one could sense all human evolvers within a certain area. In the Xianhuang's secret realm, strong individuals from among the starry sky races could enter, so human evolvers naturally had to stick together, help each other, in order to strive for the greatest opportunities and treasures. Is that Xilan? Lin Yuan recognized the identity of this human evolver. Not long ago, Lin Yuan went to the central star domain to soak in the eternal spring, and it was Xilan who received him. And on battlefield B0001, Lin Yuan went on a relentless killing spree against the Tianyu clan's 8th layer invincibles, with Xilan, the 9th rank evolver, overseeing the battlefield at that time. Xilan seems to be pursued. Based on the sensing from the black disc, Lin Yuan looked towards a direction from afar. Within the layers of space, a purple-haired Xilan was fleeing wildly. Human, hand over the treasure, and I will let this avatar of yours leave. A massive figure behind her was in pursuit, otherwise, your avatar will die, and the treasure will still fall into my hands. Upon hearing this, Xilan didn't respond but continued to flee swiftly. That opportunity site was clearly discovered by me first. Are all you humans so shameless? The massive figure was furiously enraged. If you hand over the treasure now, I guarantee I'll let you go. The massive figure's anger was sky high. As a peak 9th rank evolver of the 100,000 heavy realm, he had already created 900,000 spatial layers, only a little short of the millionfold realm. The massive figure originally found an imminent opportunity site and was guarding it nearby. To his surprise, the moment the site opened, Xilan darted in, grabbed the treasure, and ran. Catch me if you can, Xilan retorted through telepathy. Although she didn't yet know the treasure's uses, the celestial phenomenon when the opportunity site opened was no simple matter. So, regardless of what the massive figure said, Xilan would not agree. What a joke. There's no reason to return a treasure once it's in one's possession. But it's also a problem, Xilan thought to herself. If this chase continues, there might be unexpected complications. Xilan was slightly anxious internally. With her speed, the possibility of the massive figure catching up was minimal. But their chase would certainly attract the attention of other nearby strong beings. At that time, if the strong beings of the clans hostile to human civilization appeared, Xilan, might really end up in trouble here. While Xilan was pondering over a solution, her inner world's black disc suddenly made a sound. Xilan, do you need help? Galaxy Master nearby. Xilan was slightly stunned, and immediately knew Lin Yuan's identity through the black disc. Galaxy Master, you better run. The enemy is not someone you can deal with, Xilan responded immediately through the black disc with a shade of concern in her voice. Not someone I can deal with. Lin Yuan went silent for a while, looking around. Where are you? Chapter 555, Another Tremor of the Door to the Myriad Realms, subscription requested. Where is the enemy? Xilan was somewhat stunned, the enormous figure behind him stirring the heavy spatial layers with such a large body, and still it remained unseen. The chase between Xilan and the enormous figure had not concealed their presences. Even though they were very distant, and in different spatial layers, they could still feel each other. This was also the reason why Xilan was worried about the occurrence of variables. Galaxy Master, the Modwa traveler who is chasing me has great strength, nearing the 9th rank millionfold realm. Even if we join forces, we cannot resist him, Xilan said quickly. He had only been able to escape from the Modwa traveler so far because of his unique evolutionary path and mastering a secret technique for escaping. But Lin Yuan did not. Once targeted by the Madhwa Traveler, the consequences were unimaginable. Galaxy Master, please do not come near us. Shilan once again reminded. Even though the news of Lin Yuan killing the three-headed alien race Oliven had come out 5 years ago, Oliven was merely a 9th-rank myriad-layer realm powerhouse, having initiated only more than 20,000 spatial layers, whereas the Madhwa Traveler, who had initiated more than 900,000 spatial layers, was not on the same level. No harm, come toward me, Lin Yuan transmitted through the black disk. You still want me to come over? Shilan immediately reacted. Lin Yuan had not failed to see the fierce and formidable Madhwa Traveler. Instead, he had his own confidence. Although Shilan did not know with what Lin Yuan was planning to counter the nearly millionfold realm Madhwa Traveler, judging from the time spent with the Galaxy Master, Shilan knew well that the Galaxy Master's character was not that of an arrogantly overconfident evolver. If the Galaxy Master asked him to come over, he must have had a way to deal with the Madhwa Traveler. Okay. Shilan did not hesitate and began to move in Lin Yuan's direction. Galaxy Master, while the Madhwa Traveler was not paying attention, I took a treasure he had been guarding for a long time. While getting closer to Lin Yuan, Shilan explained the causes and consequences. The Madhwa Traveler is the descendant of a powerful ancient god deep within the cosmic starry skies. That ancient god had not taken part in the wars for domination among the universe's races, and the Madhwa Traveler had no significant hatred for human civilization. The Madhwa Traveler had been chasing Shilan this long purely because he was annoyed by Shilan, and the treasure was indeed not simple, nearly as potent as a 10-star rare treasure. Swoosh! Lin Yuan and Shilan successfully converged. Immediately after, the towering Madhwa Traveler also arrived in pursuit. Galaxy Master. The Madhwa Traveler quickly recognized Lin Yuan, unable to help it as the Galaxy Master was too renowned and even a supreme being had heard of him. Madhwa Traveler, Lin Yuan said in a calm tone, Xianwang's secret realm offers countless opportunities. With the time you've spent chasing, you probably could have found the next location by now. So protective of your race, Galaxy Master, the Madhwa Traveler fumed internally, but today, if you do not hand over that treasure, I won't even consider the face of the Galaxy Master. Under normal circumstances, the Madhwa Traveler would have been quite willing to give face to the Galaxy Master. With the potential of the Galaxy Master, reaching the 9th rank million heavy realm was almost inevitable in the future. Offending such a formidable future powerhouse was not wise for the Madhwa Traveler. There was no reconciliation between the insect race, Tianyu clan, and human civilization. However, there was not much direct hatred between him, the Madhwa Traveler, and humans, or the Galaxy Master. In the cosmic starry skies, having more friends meant having more paths. But now, the Madhwa Traveler really couldn't swallow his pride. If that's the case, make your move, Lin Yuan said bluntly. Rumble. The two instantly entered a deeper layer of spatial layers to begin their battle. Not far away. Shilan was carefully sensing the dreadful fluctuations coming from the deeper spatial layers. Has the Galaxy Master engaged with the Madhwa Traveler? Shilan murmured, and this battle fluctuation, it hasn't immediately collapsed. Shilan dared not get near the spatial layer where Lin Yuan and the Madhwa Traveler were fighting, but judging by the fluctuations caused by their battle, he could deduce the rough situation. Xylan's eyes were somewhat vacant. The growth rate of the Galaxy Master was too rapid. He still remembered that not long ago, he had been escorting the Galaxy Master to his homeworld. At that time, the Galaxy Master had just entered the 9th rank, appearing as if he knew nothing. And now, in a blink of an eye, he had reached a level to contend with the Madhwa Traveler. Too terrifying, truly worthy of being the most dazzling unrivaled genius in the history of our human civilization. Shilan swallowed. Back on the battlefields of different races, he had been thinking about how to protect Lin Yuan from being assassinated by that 9th rank powerhouse from the Tianyu clan. Now, however, it was Lin Yuan's turn to protect him. The roles had switched, yet the time between them was exceedingly short. Deep within the heavy spatial layers. Lin Yuan and the Madhwa traveler confronted each other, separated by dozens of spatial layers. Galaxy Master, I never expected you to be this strong. You almost inflicted severe damage on me. The Madhwa traveler stared intently at Lin Yuan, his heart trembling slightly. Just now, as he and the Galaxy Master had delved into the heavy spatial layers, the instant they collided, the Madhwa traveler had felt an unimaginable force penetrating him. If it weren't for his awakening ancient god talent and timely withdrawal, he might have been severely wounded by now. Talent, secret technique, treasure, or something else. The Madhwa traveler's mind was filled with doubts. He had initially thought he could suppress the Galaxy Master. Even if the latter could surpass him in the future, at least for now the Madhwa traveler thought he was stronger than the Galaxy Master. But after their recent clash, the Madhwa traveler instantly concluded that he could not overcome the Galaxy Master. Chapter 556, The Door to the Myriad Realms trembles again. Please subscribe. _2 Not only was he unable to contend with the Galactic Star Lord, but if he continued to stay, there was a risk of stumbling if the Galactic Star Lord seized an opportunity. What a pity. Lin Yuan's expression was calm, but he felt a tinge of regret inside. In the opening of spatial layers, Lin Yuan was not as skilled as Madhwa traveler. However, the world within Lin Yuan was vast, with a circumference of over 100 million li, and the power that burst forth was estimated to have surpassed the prowess of a million heavy realm. Nevertheless, Madhwa traveler was very cautious. Though he was angry, he had not lost his reason and did not completely underestimate Lin Yuan. Otherwise, with that last contact collision, Lin Yuan had the confidence to make the other party suffer a significant loss. Galactic Star Lord, let's end this matter here. Madhwa traveler immediately conceded, understanding that with the strength Lin Yuan had just shown, he had no hope of obtaining that treasure. Hey, race, a heads up, Hunyi of the Tianyu clan is searching for you everywhere, wanting to kill this avatar of yours to avenge the battlefield, he said. Hunyi is the strongest 9th rank life of the Tianyu clan in this era, having opened over 30 million spatial layers. Even though you're strong, when facing Hunyi, you won't even be able to flee, Madhwa traveler immediately said, providing some secret information to ease the relationship with the Galactic Star Lord. Now that he confirmed that the treasure was out of his reach, it was natural not to completely offend the Galactic Star Lord. After speaking, Madhwa traveler's figure merged into a deeper layer of spatial layers and flew off in another direction. Lin Yuan stood still and did not pursue. The main issue was that he could not catch up. The more spatial layers opened, the more layers one could occupy in an instant, and one could appear amidst the myriad layers in a split second. In terms of raw killing power, Lin Yuan surpassed the warriors of the Million Heavy Realm, but in other aspects, he was somewhat inferior. Normally, with the help of certain secret techniques and treasures, beings of lower spatial layer count can hope to escape the pursuit of those from higher layer counts. For example, Shilan had just escaped with her life from Madhwa traveler's hands. But for a being from a lower number of spatial layers to attempt to kill a being from a higher number of layers, setting aside the question of strength, such an event was not possible. The chases between 9th rank strong beings across spatial layers were not directly related to speed. Hunyi of the Tianyu clan. Lin Yuan thought of Madhwa traveler's reminder, his expression becoming slightly solemn. A normal 9th rank being needs only to open 10 million spatial layers, which is the threshold for attempting a breakthrough to the 10th rank, but Hunyi has opened more than 30 million layers. His strength is absolutely above that of other 9th rank beings, and it is estimated that among the many 9th rank beings entering the Xianhuang secret realm this time, Hunyi is definitely one of the strongest. However, the Xianhuang secret realm is so vast, it won't be easy to find me, Lin Yuan said, shaking his head lightly. Indeed, he was no match for Hunyi, but this strongest 9th rank of the Tianyu clan could not directly pinpoint Lin Yuan's location. Deep within the myriad spatial layers, Madhwa traveler, who had already departed, still felt a bit of lingering fear and unease. I've gotten over my head, he said. If I had known the Galactic Star Lord was so powerful, I should have decisively given up on that treasure from the outset. Madhwa Traveler began to reflect on his actions. His ancient god ancestor, among many ancient gods, was not the strongest in terms of power, but he thrived by maintaining good relationships with various clans. This was achieved because he offended no one. But now, he had offended the Galactic Star Lord. Still, the piece of intelligence I revealed should make up for it to some extent. Madhwa Traveler sighed slightly with relief. The fact that Hunyi was searching for the Galactic Star Lord was not widely known. Madhwa Traveler, through his ancient god ancestors' relationships, was one of the few who were informed. Hunyi promised compensation for whoever could provide the whereabouts of the Galactic Star Lord. But at this point, Madhwa Traveler couldn't care less about any reward. He was only thinking of how to redeem himself in the eyes of the Galactic Star Lord, not to seek favor but at least to avert disgust. After Madhwa Traveler retreated, Lin Yuan returned to Xylan's side. "It's safe now," Lin Yuan said with a smile. "Madhwa Traveler has retreated?" Xilan couldn't help asking. "Yes," Lin Yuan nodded. "Your strength, Galactic Star Lord." Even with some anticipation, Xilan still felt shocked. Madhwa Traveler's temperament was far from that of his ancient god ancestor. He was impulsive and prone to getting in over his head. The only way to make Madhwa Traveler retreat on his own was to inflict pain, to make him lose the will to continue the confrontation. By achieving this, Lin Yuan, who drove Madhwa Traveler away, must possess strength at least above that of Madhwa Traveler. Madhwa Traveler had opened up more than 900,000 spatial layers, approaching the 9th rank millionfold realm. If Lin Yuan is even stronger than Madhwa Traveler, could it be? Xilan vaguely felt her own cognition being shattered. She has been in the 9th rank for nearly 1,000,000 years, and the spatial layers she opened up were only over 600,000, far weaker than Madhwa Traveler. But now, Lin Yuan, who had recently ascended to the 9th rank, was already capable of surpassing Madhwa Traveler. "Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's go elsewhere." Lin Yuan, leading Xilan, entered the layers of spatial layers. Several days later, the two finally stopped. Madhwa Traveler said the Hunyi of the Tianyu clan is looking for my whereabouts. Lin Yuan spoke directly. "Hunyi." Xylan's face changed slightly. Toward this strongest 9th rank member of the Tianyu clan, she began to feel extremely wary and even fearful. In the large alien battlefield, scenes of Hunyi strikes swept through tens of millions of spatial layers, suppressing dozens of 9th rank cultivators of the myriad heavy realm to near death. Such a powerful being was actually looking for Lin Yuan's whereabouts. Xylan's expression turned unsightly. This was too shameless. Although Lin Yuan indeed caused the Tianyu clan great embarrassment on the battlefield, it still didn't justify deploying such a powerful being specifically against him. "We will need to be more cautious from now on." Xilan steadied herself and spoke earnestly. "Of course," Lin Yuan said. Even without Hunyi, he would tread carefully in the Xianhuang's secret realm. "By the way, tell me about that opportune place. What made Madhwa Traveler so angry?" Lin Yuan asked with slight curiosity. Madhwa Traveler, always trying to emulate his crafty ancient god ancestor, wouldn't easily make enemies of any party. That he would go to such lengths to hunt down Xilan, clearly, he must have been truly enraged. "Ha ha ha." Upon hearing this, Xylan's face revealed a smile. "That opportune place was left by a follower of His Majesty," Xilan immediately said. To Lin Yuan, she had nothing to hide. If it weren't for Lin Yuan, she would still be hunted by Madhwa Traveler, and it's possible this avatar might already be dead. "His Majesty." Lin Yuan nodded, listening. In the Xianhuang's secret realm, there were many mentions of His Majesty among the various opportunities. Most owners of treasures at these opportune places were followers of that great His Majesty. This follower came from a mysterious background, accidentally entering a dimensional rift and falling into our dimension. Ultimately, he was saved by His Majesty. Xylan's tone carried some astonishment. Discussions of dimensional layers were not a secret. Dimensional layers, which are above space rules, even 12th rank life, supreme beings, ultimate existences on the Tao, can't break through dimensional layers. But between different dimensions, there's a very slim chance rifts can occur, and if one enters these rifts and survives, there's a chance to enter other dimensions. However, the chances were so slim that even supreme beings couldn't detect the existence of dimensional rifts, and once rifts appeared, they would vanish within a few breaths. What I received, according to the owner of that place of chance, is their most cherished treasure. Shilan extended her right hand, and a black sphere appeared before her. The black sphere hovered in midair, slowly rotating, emanating mysterious fluctuations. But I've studied it for a long time and haven't discovered what's special about this treasure. Xylan's expression was puzzled. Lin Yuan, who was initially just a bit curious, now wore a serious expression. Because at the same time, the grandiose and magnificent door to the myriad realms deep within his mind began to tremble slightly. Chapter 557 Goodwill from the Ancient God. Please subscribe. Door to the Myriad Realms. Lin Yuan's spirit was aroused. The door to the myriad realms was indeed Lin Yuan's greatest trump card, incomparable to any other. Even the mysterious gourd had to take a back seat. He paid close attention to the changes in the door to the myriad realms. Could this black sphere contain world coordinates that make the door to the myriad realms vibrate on its own? Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. In the past few transits, only by getting close to the coordinates of other worlds could he cause the door to the myriad realms to change. Of course, there could be other possibilities. But Lin Yuan's true understanding of the door to the myriad realms was still limited. His main issue was that he was too weak to have the door to the myriad realms recognize him as its master. He could only guess and speculate about the changes in the door to the myriad realms. Can I take a look? Lin Yuan looked at Shilan and spoke. What's the big deal about that? Shilan casually tossed the black sphere to Lin Yuan. The moment Lin Yuan's right hand touched the black sphere, a stream of information traveled through his skin into his body, eventually integrating into the door to the myriad realms. At the very bottom of the door to the myriad realms, behind the 9 world coordinate imprints, new world coordinate information slowly emerged. It really is a world coordinate. Lin Yuan was invigorated. Is it the world coordinates of another dimension? Lin Yuan was even more delighted. With the help of the door to the myriad realms, world coordinates meant an unguarded treasury to Lin Yuan. Is the world coordinate the most precious treasure to oneself? Could this world coordinate be from the homeland of the owner of that place of opportunity? Lin Yuan guessed to himself. According to Xylan's explanation, the owner of the place of opportunity was a being from another dimension who had accidentally entered the dimensional rift, later becoming a follower of the Great Your Majesty. Stranded in the unfamiliar dimensional rift, the owner of the place of opportunity must have missed his homeland world greatly, but the spaces between different dimensions were like chasms that even supreme beings could not cross. Even with the world coordinates of one's homeland, it was meaningless. The owner of the place of opportunity was a follower of the Great Your Majesty of the Xianhuang's secret realm, and this Your Majesty, based on current information, was at least a supreme being. Lin Yuan didn't believe the owner of the place of opportunity had never sought help from the Great Your Majesty. With world coordinates, supreme beings could lock onto any world within the same dimension, but for other dimensions, even supreme beings were helpless. Did you figure out anything? Shilan looked at Lin Yuan expectantly. He had an almost blind adoration for Lin Yuan by now. He had studied the black sphere for half a day without understanding it, hoping that Lin Yuan could grasp something just by looking at it for a few moments. Nothing. Lin Yuan shook his head. In fact, he already knew what this black sphere was and had replicated the most precious world coordinates inside it into the door to the myriad realms. But clearly, he couldn't say that out loud. Lin Yuan would not reveal any information about the door to the myriad realms to anyone. I see, Shilon sighed. Inside the place of opportunity, there were many treasures laid out, and he had followed the owner's wishes and taken the most precious one to escape. What about the other treasures? Madwa Traveler was close behind. Shilon only had time to take one of the treasures. He thought it would be some great opportunity, but now, it seemed of little use. This made Shilon somewhat frustrated. He had run the risk of his avatar being destroyed, being chased by Madwa Traveler for so long, only to find now it seemed like it was all for nothing. When I get back, I'll hand it over to the 3 goddesses and see. Maybe they'll know what it is. Lin Yuan handed the black sphere back to Shilon. This black sphere had lost its significance to Lin Yuan as the most important world coordinates inside had already been replicated. That's also true. Just because I don't recognize it doesn't mean the 3 goddesses won't recognize it. Shilon nodded slightly. Many of the treasures contained in the numerous places of opportunity within the Xianhuang secret realm had rare origins. It was quite normal that he couldn't recognize it now. The 2 of them continued to examine the black sphere for a while, and then they started talking about serious matters. Galaxy Master, what are your plans moving forward? Shilon asked. I plan to take a look at the core area, Lin Yuan said. Many strong beings were curious about the core area of the Xianhuang secret realm and wanted to explore it. Lin Yuan's plan to visit the core area was completely normal and not a special request. The core area, Shilon pondered for a while. I also plan to enter the core area this time. Why don't we go together? Shilon suggested. The Xianhuang secret realm had been opened many times. Shilon had also entered several times, wandering through many areas of the outer and inner regions. He had yet to visit the core area. Now was a good time to check it out. Galaxy Master, although my direct combat power is nowhere near yours, I'm not bad when it comes to fleeing and surviving, Shilon said proactively. He had easily escaped from Madwa Traveler, whose power was close to that of the Million Heavy Realm, which indeed spoke for itself. Lin Yuan was not confident he could do the same. When facing the pursuit of Madwa Traveler, Lin Yuan could stand still and blast him away. But to use multiple spatial layers to prevent Madwa Traveler from touching him, that was difficult. That works, Lin Yuan thought for a moment and didn't refuse. The core area was still far away. Crossing the vast inner region would take at least 10 to 20 years. Having a companion for that time wasn't such a bad idea. As for entering the core area and facing that calling sensation. When the time came, Lin Yuan could simply find an excuse to part ways with Shilon. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, his expression revealing a joyful color. Chapter 558 Goodwill from the Ancient God. Please subscribe, _2, what a great harvest. Lin Yuan's mind sank deep into his brain, looking at the new world coordinate imprint at the bottom of the door to the myriad realms, a smile emerging on his face. This time entering the Xianhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan's goal was for that calling sensation. But unexpectedly, there was a pleasant surprise. He actually recorded a world coordinate from another dimensional layer. World coordinates of other dimensional layers are useless to any powerful being, even to a supreme being. They are of no use. Without the ability to break through the dimensional barriers, what use is just a world coordinate? But Lin Yuan is different. With the help of the door to the myriad realms, he can easily descend to any world, no matter how many dimensions or layers are apart. What even a supreme being cannot do, Lin Yuan can achieve with just a strand of world-breaking origin force. Of course, a strand of world-breaking origin force only allows Lin Yuan to traverse randomly, and as Lin Yuan grows stronger, the downsides of random traversal also increase. As a first rank and second rank, no matter which world he descended to, he could bring tremendous help to himself. Because his strength was too low, his upper limit for improvement was very high. But at 5th rank, 6th rank, 8th rank, 9th rank, the worlds that could offer help to Lin Yuan were increasingly fewer. That's why on the 8th traversal, Lin Yuan directly chose the spirit realm instead of aimlessly traversing. What if, like the seventh traversal, he descended into a low martial world, unable to recover to 6th rank or manifest physical body divine ability? Wouldn't that be a waste of world-breaking origin force? Let's see what kind of level the world connected to this coordinate is. Lin Yuan scrutinized the world coordinate at the bottom of the door to the myriad realms. He was quite anticipative about the world behind this coordinate, as the master of this opportunistic place in the Xianhuang secret realm was a follower of that great His Majesty. And how weak could a follower of a supreme being be? From this, one could infer that the hometown world of the owner of the site of opportunity couldn't possibly be of a low level. If it were too low, likely it would be crushed to dust by the aura inside before even passing through the dimensional gap. Lin Yuan sent out a strand of his mind along the world coordinate, stepping into the dimensional layer and arriving beside a vast world. This world, Lin Yuan observed carefully. At this moment, his vision was the perspective of the door to the myriad realms, allowing him to see many things invisible to himself. Before the last traversal, when Lin Yuan observed the spirit realm, he also saw the immortal realm above the spirit realm. It's known that the immortal realm and the spirit realm are not on the same spatial layer, only the 9th layer of heaven of the spirit realm connects with the spatial layer where the immortal realm resides. A moment later, this strand of Lin Yuan's mind extinguished. This world, compared to the main world, the pace of time is roughly 1 to 2 or 300. Lin Yuan speculated in his thoughts. Through the pace of time, he discerned that this world's level must be much stronger than the spirit realm, which had a time flow rate comparison of 500 to 1 with the main universe. Although using only the pace of time to judge the strength of a world is somewhat arbitrary, it largely reflects the depth of the world's foundation. And this world, it seems a bit special. Lin Yuan's expression showed he was deep in thought. For the 9th traversal, I can prioritize descending into this world. Lin Yuan decided in his heart. Although he has the world coordinate of the immortal realm, there exist beings comparable to supreme beings in the immortal realm such as the ancestral master. Apart from the ancestral master, Lin Yuan doesn't know if there are other ancestors of the great Tao. The level of the immortal realm is a bit too high for Lin Yuan. If he reaches tier 10 or tier 11 in the future, Lin Yuan would consider descending into the immortal realm. But for his current 9th rank, he's more satisfied with the newly discovered world. In the territory of the Tianyu clan, on a gigantic planet, the strongest life form of the 9th rank of the Tianyu clan, Hunyi, opened his eyes. Where exactly in the Xianhuang secret realm is that galactic Star Lord? Hunyi frowned slightly. Upon learning that the Galactic Star Lord had also entered the Xianhuang secret realm, he immediately began searching for traces of the other. In battlefield B0001, the Galactic Star Lord slaughtered those invincible 8th rank of the Tianyu clan like chickens, a humiliation that enraged countless powerhouses of the Tianyu clan. Hunyi was no exception. In the main universe, where the Galactic Star Lord was within the territory of the human race under the watchful eyes of a supreme being, Hunyi had no opportunity to make a move. Even if in the future on a large alien battlefield, it's still uncertain whether human civilization would be willing to let the Galactic Star Lord enter such a battlefield. And even if they allow it, they would definitely prepare many fallback strategies for the Galactic Star Lord. Hunyi likewise had no assurance of dealing with the Galactic Star Lord. But in the Xianhuang secret realm, Hunyi believed he could definitely deal with the Galactic Star Lord. Has any powerhouse seen the Galactic Star Master exchange blows with Madhwa Traveler? Hunyi immediately started contacting Madhwa Traveler. The Tianyu clan had a good relationship with that ancient god ancestor of Madhwa Traveler, and several heavenly lords were close friends of the other party. Before long, the projection of Madhwa Traveler appeared in front of Hunyi. Madhwa. Hunyi looked at Madhwa Traveler. I heard you've had an exchange with the Galactic Star Master. Some time ago, I indeed had an encounter with the Galactic Star Master over a treasure, Madhwa Traveler did not deny. Since you've had an encounter, I presume with your methods, Madhwa, you should be able to roughly pinpoint the Galactic Star Master's location using the rules of causality. Hyunyi continued asking. Madhwa Traveler had directly confronted the Galactic Star Master, generating significant causality. By leveraging the connection between causality, one could roughly pinpoint the opponent's location. Of course, such pinpointing had to be among equals in terms of power realm. If those defeated Tianyu clan 8th rank invincibles attacked by Lin Yuan were to try pinpointing, using 8th rank to lock onto 9th rank causality, whether it could be done wasn't the issue, there would also be a backlash from causality. This, Madhwa Traveler hesitated a bit. Rest assured, just tell me the range of the Galactic Star Master's location, and I, Hyunyi, will definitely reward you generously, Hyunyi said with a serious tone. Hyunyi, it's not that I don't want to tell you. It's really that I don't know. That Galactic Star Master is also profoundly skilled in the rules of causality, and I am unable to pinpoint him, Madhwa Traveler shook his head. Even more skilled in causality than you? Hyunyi asked, surprised. Yes. Madhwa Traveler nodded. If that's the case, then let it be. Hyunyi was not suspicious of anything. He cut off the connection with Madhwa Traveler. Elsewhere in the universe, Madhwa Traveler saw Hyunyi's projection disappear. He breathed a sigh of relief. Ancestor. Is it really okay for us to deceive Hyunyi like this? Madhwa Traveler looked towards the side, where an even more colossal figure was sitting. It was Madhwa Traveler's ancient god ancestor. After the encounter with Lin Yuan, Madhwa Traveler had informed his ancestor about everything. He felt Lin Yuan's talent was too terrifying, and even though he disclosed information about Hyunyi, he still felt uneasy and needed his ancestor to consult. Just now, while Hyunyi contacted him, Madhwa Traveler was considering whether to agree with Hyunyi. After all, Hyunyi hailed from the Tianyu clan, and was the strongest 9th layer being of his generation in the clan, possibly becoming a heavenly lord in the future. But before Madhwa Traveler could decide, the ancient god ancestor next to him gestured for him not to disclose the whereabouts of the Galactic Star Master. Deceiving? What do you mean by deceiving? The ancient god ancestor glared at Madhwa Traveler. What have I, your ancestor, relied on in all my time traversing the universe? It's relying on insight. The ancient god ancestor spoke gravely. The strength of that Galactic Star Master, if really as you described, surpasses even the rumors. How long has he stepped into the 9th rank and already possessed the strength to repel you? But Hyunyi, Madhwa Traveler was still a bit worried. He used the excuse that the Galactic Star Master was also skilled in causality to refuse Hyunyi, something that could be easily proven. It only needed another 9th rank powerhouse skilled in causality who had fought with the Galactic Star Master to emerge. Then by using causal sensing, they could verify if the Galactic Star Master really had mastery in causality. Madhwa Traveler was worried that if Hyunyi found out he was merely placating him. But what? The ancient god ancestor rolled his eyes. That Hyunyi, at most, is entering the 10th tier, but the Galactic Star Master is very likely to step into tier 11, given the importance human civilization places on him, perhaps even aiming for that level. If you offend Hyunyi, your ancestor here could still protect you. The ancient god ancestor glanced at Madhwa Traveler. But if you offend the Galactic Star Master, I, your ancestor, might even be implicated by you in the future. Chapter 559. 15 years later. Please subscribe. Time passed, and in the blink of an eye, 15 years had gone by. Milky Way main star, Star-Lord's Great Hole. Lin Yuan's true body was sitting cross-legged, and in the small area before him, space vibrated subtly, and time also began to twist. Whir, whir, whir. The flow rate of time in the area sometimes increased, sometimes slowed down. Since I began to understand the rule of time 9 years ago, the speed of subsequent insights has become slower and slower. Lin Yuan looked at the area with varying rates of time flow. It seems that the hope of fully understanding the complete time rules at the 9th rank is not very great. Even if I were to forcefully comprehend it with against heaven's understanding, it would probably take 100,000 to several 100,000 years. With that effort, I could have already struck to reach the Supreme Being realm, Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. The rule of time, for a 9th rank breaking through to 10th rank, was of no help, nor was there anything like a foundation's enhancement. Normally, a 9th rank evolver would not invest too much of their time and effort into the rule of time, as it was completely a bottomless pit, and only Lin Yuan with his against heaven's understanding even attempted it for a few years, finally concluding that to fully understand the rule of time, he would need 100,000 years. Of course, the 100,000 years mentioned here refers to the time at the 9th rank. Once Lin Yuan steps into 10th rank, let alone tier 11, under the high-standing perspective, comprehending time would certainly be greatly reduced. Actually, compared to the space rules, the effect of the time rules is quite underwhelming. It's tied to one's own foundation, and without a sufficiently high life essence, it's basically of little use. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. Take, for instance, some of the ancient 11th rank life forms, of whom a very small number had also understood the rule of time. But do these ancient 11th rank life forms dare to step into the river of time and go against the flow to resurrect past deceased lives? They dare not. Even resurrecting the weakest 6th rank life, they dare not. They have the ability to do it, but they do not dare. Because it goes against the operating rules of the main universe, and once they do it, they must face the backlash of the main universe. The depth of the Supreme Being's life essence is unimaginably thick, capable of withstanding the backlash brought by resurrection, but those at tier 11 are far from having such capability. Now that Lin Yuan has just begun to understand the rule of time, he can only manage to speed up time or slow it down, and compared with the flow rate of time in the main world, he can achieve up to threefold at most. Whether it's speeding up or slowing down time, it can be maintained for only up to 20 breaths, and the range of coverage, once exceeding 3 zhang around the body, will see the duration sharply plummet. If the area covered by the accelerated or decelerated time encompasses an evolver whose life essence is higher than Lin Yuan's, it might even collapse prematurely. It's like trying to trap a whale with a small fishing net. As for slowing down the time flow rate at his Bodhi's exterior, achieving an external year while only a day has passed for oneself, reaching an alternative form of life extension. It can only just manage to extend life. When the flow rate of time differs from that of the main universe, the sensation towards many universal rules and the great Tao will become blurry. Time is a pillar among the rules, and it is only with the blessing of the force of time that life is able to sense the fluctuations and changes of the various great Tao rules. If the time rules are inconsistent with the main universe, it amounts to actively severing the path that perceives the operation of the universal great Tao rules. Unless within the area of time flow rate, a new operation of great Tao rules can be reconstructed. During Lin Yuan's 8 traversals, each time the world he traversed had a different time flow rate than the main universe, but he could still sense the great Tao rules. It is because within the flow rate of time in those worlds, there is a corresponding operation of great Tao rules. The Xianhuang's secret realm, Lin Yuan glanced at the depths of space. In the past 15 years, his Taiyang divine spirit had almost walked through most of the inner region. In another 5 or 6 years at most, he would be able to enter the core area. The Xianhuang's secret realm. Deep within the heavy layers of the spatial layers, Lin Yuan and Shilan were on their journey. It had to be said that traveling with Shilan had greatly improved Lin Yuan's efficiency. Although Xylan's combat power was ordinary, she excelled at transitioning between the spatial layers, and with Lin Yuan following her, they could often save a lot of trouble. For example, upon encountering a difficult indigenous life form, often just as the indigenous life form started to perceive the fluctuations deep within a spatial layer, Shilan would already have taken Lin Yuan far away. The indigenous life form wouldn't even have time to pursue them. The Xianhuang's secret realm has been open for over 20 years now, Shilan said while traveling, her tone slightly heavy. Many of the friends who entered the secret realm with me have died, Shilan sighed, if I hadn't heeded your advice to stay away from those fortune spots, I probably would be in danger by now too. Fortune spots are where treasures emerge, presenting great opportunities as well as great risks. As many alien strong ones rush there, fighting for treasures could mean death at the hands of one of those alien strong ones. On this trip to the Xianhuang's secret realm, Xilan had already reaped considerable rewards, including that unfathomable black sphere beforehand, and had also been lucky to enter a fortune spot previously. Now, for Xilan, the most important thing was to complete the journey safely. Indeed, Lin Yuan nodded. Over the past 20 years or so, he had also made some acquaintances among human 9th rank evolvers, learning some information about this entry into the Xianhuang's secret realm. Nowadays, the Xianhuang's secret realm is not safe anywhere. Those alien strong ones lurking in the outer regions are probably rich in harvest and want to leave the secret realm alive, Xilan said with a trace of mockery on her face. But now hundreds of myriad heavy realm and million heavy realm 9th rank alien strong ones have started to sweep the outer regions. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan showed no surprise. Having been open for over 20 years, the Xianhuang's secret realm has those who survived until now at the 9th rank, basically all having some gains, which makes them a hunting target for those 9th rank alien strong ones of hundreds of myriad heavy realm and million heavy realm. Chapter 560 15 years later, subscribe please, _2 Rather than laboriously exploring opportunities everywhere, it's better to directly seek out those who have found such opportunities. In the main universe, if one wishes to hunt a 9th rank, even just at its early stage, one needs to consider many factors, such as whether the alien's power group would provide support. The most important thing is, even if one kills a 9th rank, the avatar is most likely what you would destroy, and it would not carry any excessively precious treasures. But in the Xianhuang's secret realm, it's different. Those 9th rank myriad layer realm strong ones who have survived up to now, in the eyes of those alien strong ones from million heavy realm and 10 million heavy realm, are nothing but walking treasure troves, and killing just one can yield considerable rewards. Even Lin Yuan, who tries as much as possible not to flock to places of opportunity, has still collected quite a lot, not to mention the other strong ones. In addition, the outer area is the smallest, so it is the first to be swept through. Lin Yuan and Xilan actively moved towards the core area and thus avoided the first wave of the hunter's sweep. Once you enter the Xianhuang's secret realm, you can only leave when it closes. If you are in the outer area, then you are actively expelled. Lin Yuan spoke with a slightly reflective tone. Although there are 333 entrances to the Xianhuang's secret realm in the main universe, those are only entrances, not exits. Once the closing day arrives, if not situated in the outer area, one would be left inside the realm, and the fate awaiting them would be death by the realm's forces. Galaxy Master, these past 15 years, you must have made some breakthroughs, right? Xilan engaged in some conversation, full of curiosity. If it were any other 9th rank strong one, Xilan would not ask such a question. 15 years. A breakthrough in just 15 years. For the long-lived 9th rank strong beings, 15 years is not even enough for a nap. But this is Lin Yuan. Xilan could say she had personally witnessed the speed of Lin Yuan's growth. Decades ago, Lin Yuan was still fighting those 8th layer beings on the medium-sized otherworldly battlefield. It was not long before he could repulse someone like the Madhwa Traveler, a 9th rank strong one close to the million heavy realm. And that was what happened 15 years ago. Now, another 15 years have passed. Lin Yuan can only be stronger. Indeed, I have made breakthroughs. Lin Yuan smiled, not denying it. This is too freakish, Xilan sighed. Watching the once younger figure swiftly catch up, surpass, and widen the gap, left Xilan with complicated feelings. To live in the same era as the Galaxy Master, she wasn't sure if it was either a fortune or a misfortune. Though Xilan did not continue to inquire, as doing so would seem somewhat inappropriate. Nevertheless, Lin Yuan still had flashes in his mind about many breakthroughs he had achieved over these 15 years. The first was making headway in the rule of time, an achievement most ninth-rank beings could not possibly possess. Even if a ninth-rank being was lucky enough to make headway in the rule of time, it would be at the ninth stage peak, when no further advancement was possible, coupled with good fortune, after a long accumulation releasing suddenly, barely achieving it. Lin Yuan stepping into the rule of time in just 20 to 30 years of being a ninth rank was indeed incredible. Entering the rule of time did not significantly enhance direct combat power, but its auxiliary effects were exceptionally rare and valuable. Secondly was the derivation and expansion of spatial layers. Over 15 years, Lin Yuan's spatial layers had developed and expanded to 198,000 layers. Even within the 100,000 heavy realm, Lin Yuan's spatial layers would not be considered weak. 198,000 layers of spatial layers, combined with Lin Yuan's world spanning over 1,000,000 miles within his inner world, layer upon layer accumulating, Lin Yuan's direct combat strength could likely skyrocket to the 2,000,000 layer level. Of course, that's just comparable fighting strength face-to-face. In other aspects, Lin Yuan was still far less than those of the 2,000,000 layer strong ones, such as mastery over numerous spatial layers and the instant seizing of spatial layer quantities. Besides, Lin Yuan occasionally continued to comprehend the body of a supreme being, aiming to understand more paths of the demonic evolution path. Firstly, these paths of the demonic evolution path were beneficial to Lin Yuan. Even at the ninth rank, they could still be of help. Secondly, Lin Yuan wanted to continue elevating the ranks of his Demon Jade Tower members. After the core members of the Moyu Tower, came the sequence members. Compared to ordinary members, core members, and sequence members in the Demon Jade Tower, they began to truly hold power. If Lin Yuan could become a Demon Jade Tower member, he might gain certain authority over the Demon Jade space. In doing so, even if alien strong ones in the future condensed the Magic Jade Mark and became ordinary members of the Magic Jade Tower, using the Magic Jade Mark to descend into the Demon Jade space, Lin Yuan could leverage his sequence disciple authority to expel them. This would prevent the alien strong ones from benefiting from the opportunities available in the Demon Jade space. Lin Yuan knew well how precious and rare the treasures in the 9 floors Dark Tower's reward repository were. He even speculated that by continuously upgrading his membership level inside the Magic Jade Tower, he might someday be able to take control of the Magic Jade Tower and become its new master. Although the Magic Jade Tower had declined following the disappearance of the demonic Jade Tower Master, with many members hiding scattered, even a weakened camel is bigger than a horse. The lore of any single layer's reward repository in the 9 floors Dark Tower could light up Lin Yuan's eyes, let alone the Magic Jade Tower itself. The final aspect concerned the absorption of the liquid inside the mysterious gourd. Now Lin Yuan had already absorbed the 6th kind of blue liquid and had greatly progressed in absorbing it. His inner world had even reached a size of 180 million square miles. To understand, opening successive spatial layers amplifies the potency of each layer in his inner world. The impact on Lin Yuan's power was nothing short of transformative. Of course, an inner world spanning 180 million square miles was only achievable by Lin Yuan's true body. As for the Taiyang divine spirit situated in the Xianhuang secret realm, the inner world was still the same size as before his entry because Lin Yuan couldn't possibly send the mysterious gourd to the Xianhuang secret realm for the Taiyang divine spirit to absorb. In fact, there was no need to send it. It could completely be transferred through the door to the myriad realms. While moving between worlds, he could expend world-breaking origin force to send items from the main world to the world he was traversing. Similarly, while in the main world, items could be instantly transferred between Lin Yuan's true body and the primordial spirit through the door to the myriad realms. It only required the expenditure of world-breaking origin force. As for the isolation of the Xianhuang secret realm, if it could traverse dimensional walls, what was the Xianhuang secret realm compared to that? Yet Lin Yuan still chose not to do so because if the mysterious gourd appeared in the Xianhuang secret realm, there was a risk of losing it. What if, while the Taiyang divine spirit held the mysterious gourd, it encountered a supreme being Lin Yuan couldn't resist, or some peril inherent to the Xianhuang secret realm itself, and lost the mysterious gourd? Wouldn't that be heartbreaking? World-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan breathed a sigh of relief. 15 years ago, he had amassed 71 strands of world-breaking origin force. Now, Lin Yuan's tally of world-breaking origin force had reached an impressive 120 strands. With such a hefty amount, Lin Yuan could even custom order a trip through realms. It only required the expenditure of 100 strands of world-breaking origin force to allow the door to the myriad realms to select a world for traversal based on his set conditions. If it wasn't for the need to conserve energy for travel, I'd want to undertake a traversal right now. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. When approaching a critical breakthrough, Lin Yuan was hesitant to traverse, fearing it might delay his progress. But now, it was a time when he needed to accumulate substantial time, opening a layer after layer in space, time being the main expenditure. It was arguably the best opportunity for Lin Yuan to traverse. Unfortunately, he was now in the Xianhuang secret realm, and to quickly understand the reason behind the calling sensation, he decided to postpone his chance of traversal. After all, there was no real harm in waiting. There would be no loss to his world-breaking origin force. Only 5 or 6 years until reaching the core area, Shilan couldn't help but mutter softly. He also wanted to personally explore the core area of the Xianhuang secret realm. Exactly, Lin Yuan nodded. As the two hastened on their way, rumble. A terrifying celestial fluctuation came from a distant place, affecting layer upon layer of space. Lin Yuan's expression changed slightly as he looked towards the source of the celestial fluctuation. Chapter 561. Hang in there, I'm going to weave through. Please subscribe, another opportunity for fortune has emerged. Xylan's expression was one of shock. Such celestial fluctuations are the strongest I've ever seen. The treasures inside must be at least comparable to an 11-star cosmic rarity, or even reaching the pinnacle level of 11-star. Shilan had entered the Xianhuang secret realm numerous times, having witnessed the birth of many such places of fortune. She was quite knowledgeable about them. Thus, the instant she perceived the fluctuations, she was able to roughly estimate their value. 11-star, or even the pinnacle quality of 11-star cosmic rarities. Lin Yuan was also somewhat tempted. If the world tree is of 11-star supreme quality, could the treasures inside this distant place of opportunity possibly achieve that level? Such treasures, even within the Xianhuang secret realm, are extremely rare, and not every opening of the realm yields them. While Lin Yuan and Shilan observed from within the layers of space, two powerful auras instantly penetrated numerous spatial layers. Boom! Boom! Ha ha ha, this place of fortune is mine. Accompanied by a terrifying laugh, a tall figure in a black robe appeared above the place of opportunity. He casually reached out with his right hand and extracted a treasure radiating a dim gray aura. Seeing this, Lin Yuan and Shilan trembled inwardly. The tall figure in the black robe emitted fluctuations that far surpassed the 9th rank of the myriad heavy realm, and the spatial layers he had opened were at least over 20 million. That treasure, it seems like I saw a galaxy being nurtured within it, Shilan muttered to herself. Such a treasure has no equivalent in the main universe, but to provoke such a powerful being, who had opened over 20 million spatial layers, to act personally, its value is bound to be immeasurable. We must leave quickly. Lin Yuan's resistance to the allure of the treasures was much stronger than Xylan's. Having confirmed that the treasure had been taken, he immediately prepared to distance himself. The attention of that powerful being should still be on the treasure. They should be able to leave without any issues at present. Right. We need to hurry. Shilan also came to her senses. Although she wasn't certain of the identity of the figure in the black robe, Shilan was sure he wasn't a human evolver. If he were, he would have triggered a response from the black disk by now. This was a treasure given to every human evolver by human civilization, used to identify and locate each other in the Xianhuang secret realm. Since he wasn't a human evolver, if he discovered Lin Yuan and Xilan nearby, he surely wouldn't mind an extra bit of profit. Let's go, go, go. Xilan, trying to smooth the fluctuations between the spatial layers, led Lin Yuan quickly away in another direction. Just then, another aura burst forth. In the distance, another figure bathed in a milky white aura appeared, looking dissatisfiedly at the figure in the black robe. Still a step too late. The figure surrounded by the milky white aura frowned deeply, not attempting to fight for the treasure. The figure in the black robe was no weaker than him, and even if he took action, it would not result in gaining the treasure but merely venting frustration, which was pointless. Ha ha ha, Hunyi, I'll take my leave first. The treasure of the highest value in this Xianhuang's secret realm should be this one I have. The black-robed figure laughed heartily as his figure once again vanished. Leaving behind Hunyi, standing there enveloped in milky white aura, with 12 pairs of wings on his back. As the strongest among the Peak clans, the Tianyu clan of this generation, Hunyi's foray into the Xianhuang's secret realm hadn't yielded much. The galaxy master he so wanted to find was like a mouse, hiding somewhere unknown. Hunyi's awareness spread in all directions, permeating the numerous spatial layers, intending to randomly capture a few ants to vent his frustration. Suddenly, Hunyi's expression changed slightly, looking in a particular direction. This direction was precisely where Xilan and Lin Yuan were fleeing. Human scent, the Galactic Star Lord. Hunyi's spirit lifted, and with a slight spread of his 12 pairs of white wings, his form disappeared from its original spot. We must move fast. The strong presence coming from behind should be the Hunyi of the Tianyu clan. Xylan's expression was serious. She hadn't recognized the figure in the black robe, but the appearance of the figure enveloped in the milky white aura was very likely from the Tianyu clan. Among the many strong beings from the Tianyu clan who had entered the Xianhuang's secret realm, those with such power were highly likely to be Hunyi. Hunyi. Lin Yuan also felt the pressure. He had long learned from the Madhua traveler that Hunyi was searching for him everywhere to avenge the humiliation suffered on the battlefields of different races. The Xianhuang's secret realm was vast, and coupled with Lin Yuan's lack of interest in those places of opportunity, Hunyi finding his location was like looking for a needle in a haystack. He just didn't expect his luck to be so bad that on the main road to the realm's core area, he happened upon the opening of a place of fortune. And the celestial phenomena caused by this opening had attracted Hunyi. Even Lin Yuan found the coincidence almost unbelievable. Could he be that unlucky? Ha ha ha. Galactic Star Lord, do you think you can get away? Silently, a voice echoed in their ears, and at the same time, a vast, holy aura began to close in rapidly. Is it Hunyi who's pursuing us? Xylan's heart trembled. She actually had some hope that Hunyi had not noticed them. From the beginning, she and Lin Yuan had been hiding deep within the layers of space. As long as Hunyi didn't actively probe into the spatial layers, he wouldn't detect their lingering presence. After several breaths, the auras would dissipate, and even a being as powerful as Hunyi wouldn't know where they had fled. Chapter 562. Hang in there, it'll go through the shuttle. Subscribe please. _2 But unfortunately, Hunyi did not do as he had hoped. Caught up. Lin Yuan glanced back. He couldn't help but frown. With his current strength, he was confident in defending against millions of spatial layer experts, but Hunyi had opened more than 30 million layers. Not only was he the strongest 9th-rank life form of the current Tianyu clan, but even amongst the entire cosmic starry skies, there were few who could suppress Hunyi at the 9th-rank level. Even if Lin Yuan was confident, he did not believe he could stop Hunyi. At least for the next 50 years, Lin Yuan did not have the confidence to defeat Hunyi. Now this is trouble. Lin Yuan's expression darkened. Though he was just an avatar of the primordial spirit and his death wouldn't be a significant loss to his true body, which could be recondensed in a short period of time, what about the 3 9th-tier secret treasures he carried, as well as the many gains since he entered the Xianhuang's secret realm? Wouldn't they all be in vain? The most critical point was the waste of time. The opening time of the Xianhuang's secret realm was only 100 years, and to ensure enough round-trip time, Lin Yuan had to enter the core area within 50 years. Then he would use another 50 years to return to the periphery, waiting for the closure of the Xianhuang's secret realm before being expelled to the main universe. Before the closure of the secret realm, any life not in the outer area would be left inside and then perish. Now that the Xianhuang's secret realm had been open for over 20 years, if this avatar of Lin Yuan died at the hands of Hunyi, it would essentially declare his exploration of the Xianhuang's secret realms, call, a failure. Unless Lin Yuan had no intention of returning from the core area at all. But if he obtained some treasure through the call from the Xianhuang's secret realm and didn't return to the main universe, wouldn't he just have to wait for the next opening of the secret realm? Given the opening frequency of the Xianhuang's secret realm, which was once every 200,000 years. 200,000 years later, with Lin Yuan's growth speed, even the strongest weapon would be practically useless. Behind him, Hunyi felt extremely pleased. He had found what he sought where he least expected it, effortlessly. He had been worried about the treasures of the opportunity site being taken by the figure in the black robe, but then he promptly discovered the Galaxy Master's trail. Galaxy Master. This was an absolute shadow in the hearts of the 8th layer beings of the Tianyu clan. Everything that happened in the battlefields of different races, with the Tianyu clan's 8th layer invincibles butchered by the Galaxy Master like chickens, utterly shattered the spirits of some 8th layer beings. Dying at the hands of a 9th rank powerhouse or due to some external force wasn't unusual. But dying to the same 8th layer Galaxy Master, and in such a manner, it was starting to demoralize the Tianyu clan. Therefore, in this Xianhuang's secret realm, Hunyi put seeking the site of opportunity aside for the time being, making the killing of the Galaxy Master his top priority. Galaxy Master, if you stop now, I can give you a swift end, Hunyi said while closing the distance and transmitting his voice. In fact, in the Xianhuang's secret realm, the stronger the being, the greater the restrictions they faced. For example, in the main universe, with Hunyi's strength, he could catch up to Shilan Lin Yuan in a few moments with his instantaneous movements. But in the Xianhuang's secret realm, where such instantaneous movements were not possible and even the ultimate speed was capped at the limit of light speed, Hunyi could only maintain the distance between him and Shilan Lin Yuan, slowly closing in by dominating the spatial layers. During this time, the pursued could not slip away from his occupied spatial layers, otherwise, the chase would have to start all over again. But Hunyi didn't mind, for he was still sure he could catch up with Shilan Lin Yuan, even if it took a little longer. Stop willingly. Lin Yuan certainly wasn't about to give in. He raised his right hand, mobilizing the Tao of the world and numerous spatial layers, and launched a strike at Hunyi coming from behind. Galaxy Master, even if I stood still and let you attack as a newly ascended 9th rank, Hunyi grinned, utterly unconcerned. As a 9th rank powerhouse who had opened more than 30 million layers, Hunyi was extremely confident in the thickness of his life force. Any attack would be scattered and neutralized by the over 30 million layers, so how much power would actually hit his body? However, when Lin Yuan's attack hit Hunyi, the latter's expression slightly changed. An all-out strike equivalent to at least 2 million spatial layers? Hunyi found it unbelievable, not because he had sustained any injury. It was that Lin Yuan's full-powered strike had such immense might. How long had he been in the 9th rank? Where other lifeforms newly ascended to the 9th rank were still mastering their control over multiple spatial layers, and yet Lin Yuan was already capable of unleashing such a powerful blow. Hunyi was full of incredulity, and his desire to kill Lin Yuan intensified. This freak of a prodigy, who knew how much future harm he might cause the Tianyu clan? He had to kill this avatar to delay his growth. It's no use. Lin Yuan realized that his all-out strike did not affect Hunyi at all and immediately understood that, on his own, he couldn't stop the opponent. What should we do? Shilan also grew anxious. After all, he carried many treasures with him. Should we split up? Hunyi's target is me, Lin Yuan suggested. Galaxy Master, what do you mean by that? Shilan immediately frowned. A mere avatar is not that big of a deal. Do you think it, Shilan, can't afford the loss? That's also true. Lin Yuan nodded. Even if they split up, Shilan would not be able to escape. Being seen and hunted by a powerful being like Hunyi, who had locked onto the aura, meant there was no escape as long as they were in this secret realm. Chapter 563. Hang in there, it'll go through the shuttle. Subscribe please. _3. I've already contacted many friends, and among the human evolvers entering the secret realm this time, there are 2 who can hold up against Hunyi. It's just that these 2 are incredibly far away from us. It is estimated that it would take 20 to 30 years to get here. Shilan said softly. The Tianyu clan had a 9th rank special being like Hunyi who had opened up over 30 million spatial layers. Naturally, human civilization also had 9th rank powerhouses of the same level. It was just that the distance was too great, and in the Xianhuang secret realm, where teleportation could not be used, the time required to get here was too lengthy. 20 to 30 years. His avatar would probably have almost condensed by then. Brother Shilan, if it's just you, how long can you hold out against Hunyi's pursuit? Lin Yuan suddenly asked. How long can I hold out? Shilan was slightly taken aback. Even in the Xianhuang secret realm, facing the terrifying pursuit of a being like Hunyi, a 9th rank below the million heavy realm could consider it rare to last several days. But Shilan was different. He was very good at escaping, excelling in jumping through the multiple spatial layers. Shilan was confident he could last even longer. But what's the point of that? No matter how long he could hold out, it wouldn't exceed 20 to 30 years. In the end, he would still die at the hands of Hunyi. Instead of that, why not expose himself proactively and recondense his avatar to re-enter? I have an elder who needs only 3 years to get here and save us. Lin Yuan thought for a bit, then made up an excuse. An elder. 3 years. Xylan's eyes brightened. He did not doubt the truth of what Lin Yuan said. As the strongest genius in the history of human civilization, having a powerful elder was nothing strange. In 3 years, if I burn everything of this avatar, including my spirit will, I am confident I can hold out. After thinking for a while, Shilan said earnestly. This depended on the special environment of the Xianhuang secret realm and the areas in which his evolution path excelled. If it were the outside world, let alone 3 years, he wouldn't last 3 seconds. Are you certain your elder will arrive within 3 years? Shilan asked again, nervously. Burning his avatar was nothing much for him, but burning his spirit will, that was a huge price that would affect his true body. Of course, the strength he would obtain from that sacrifice was terrifying enough to keep Shilan alive under Hunyi's pursuit for 3 years. Shilan was confident he could hold out, but he feared that Lin Yuan's elder wouldn't make it in 3 years. By then, not only would he have burned his spirit will, but the treasures carried by his avatar would also be lost. Would that not be a huge loss? Don't worry, 3 years is more than enough. Lin Yuan continued, take me into your inner world, and I will contact that elder of mine. Okay. Shilan nodded. In the same moment, Lin Yuan's figure disappeared. Inner world. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged in a corner. 3 years, at the rate of time flow during this traversal, at most 2.5 years would have passed in the main world, Lin Yuan thought to himself. He had told Shilan an elder would come to the rescue within 3 years, which naturally wasn't the truth. In reality, Lin Yuan intended to use these 3 years for his 9th traversal. From the coordinates of the world mark he had newly obtained, Lin Yuan had already gotten some information beforehand, including the time flow rate in both worlds and the duration he could stay after completing the traversal. With a little calculation, he could figure out how much time would pass in the main world during his complete 9th traversal. Brother Shilan, you just hold on for a bit longer. Lin Yuan slowly closed his eyes, and the door to the myriad realms in his mind began to shine with light. Chapter 564 The 9th Shuttle. World of Gods, subscribe please, Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan likewise closed his eyes. His mind sank deep into his mind, before the grand and magnificent door to the myriad realms. At this moment, the door to the myriad realms radiated light, and the last world mark at the threshold below was also glowing. During this traversal, keep an eye on the situation in the Xianhuang secret realm at all times. Should Xilan be unable to withstand, directly annihilate the Taiyang divine spirit, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Although Xilan had told him she could hold on for 3 years, Lin Yuan naturally would not place all his hopes on her. After all, the opponent was Hunyi, the most powerful 9th rank life of the Tianyu clan. Who knew what hidden cards had yet to be played? Lin Yuan would never let his Taiyang divine spirit fall into the hands of the enemy, even if that Taiyang divine spirit was merely an empty shell. Its most core spirit will had long ago escaped into the door to the myriad realms, arriving in other dimensions. As for how to annihilate the Taiyang divine spirit, Lin Yuan had long set up measures around the Taiyang divine spirit. Once triggered, the Taiyang divine spirit would rapidly collapse. Of course, this meant that there was a high probability he would not unravel the secret of that calling sensation during this period the Xianhuang secret realm was open. However, for Lin Yuan, it was not an unbearable loss. Even if he did not obtain the opportunities within the Xianhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan could still reach the peak of the universe. It would just take a bit longer. This traversal will last about 1100 years, with a time flow rate of over 300 to 1. More than 2 years will pass in the main world. In the traversed world's 1100 years, I must at least cultivate to the myriad heavy realm, creating a myriad of spatial layers. Lin Yuan set a plan for himself. With his inner world of nearly 200 million square li, even opening up just a myriad of spatial layers could still crush someone like Hunyi, who had opened over 30 million spatial layers, despite being a special 9th rank. This was the heritage from the inner world itself. Let's begin. Lin Yuan watched as the door to the myriad realms in front of him grew more and more brilliant, with time and space slightly fluctuating. His entire consciousness was absorbed. Lin Yuan only felt his consciousness blur, his thoughts tottering, and with great effort, he opened his eyes, only to feel an overwhelming weakness throughout his body. What is happening to me? Lin Yuan sat up, unable to take deep breaths. This body was extremely weak, practically rotten at its core. Many spatial layers fluctuations. Lin Yuan looked around the void. At his level, even if completely powerless, his realm would not fall, and he could easily observe the subtle shifts between spaces. Of course, that was only seeing. To activate or use them, one had to have a sufficiently strong physical and spiritual form. No matter what world, the physical and spiritual form is the foundation. I am the grandson of Viscount Longshan, the 3rd successor of the Longshan family. My favorite activity is to dote on the maids. The maids here are not limited to human women. Lin Yuan quickly absorbed the memories. No wonder this body was so weak. Indulging in debauchery, leaking his origin source, if it weren't for frequently consuming tonics, he probably would have died from depletion by now. The world I have descended into, Lin Yuan's expression became a bit solemn. Though the original body was ignorant and incompetent, he still knew some common knowledge about the world. This world was boundless. Apart from the human realm where Lin Yuan was, there were also parts like the ocean of light and the dark abyss. Whether it was the ocean of light or the dark abyss, those were the dwellings of divine beings, said to each house the 12 strongest prime gods. 24 prime gods, high above, overlooking humankind and all deities. Divine beings. Information about divine beings surfaced in Lin Yuan's mind. To become a divine being, one must spread faith and then raise a divine kingdom, entering either the ocean of light or the dark abyss. Divine beings need to raise divine kingdoms, nearly equivalent to the 8th layer opening an inner world. Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. So far, he did not know the actual strength of the deities of this realm, only being able to associate the divine kingdom with the 8th layer of the main world. The powerful ones in this world, do they follow the path of spreading faith? Lin Yuan pondered thoughtfully. Faith is essentially the purest emotions and desires at the core of living beings. The scholars of human civilization in the main universe had discovered this power long ago and even created some evolutionary paths utilizing this type of power. Unfortunately, relying purely on the faith of living beings as a source of one's power poses great risks, ultimately even leading to evolvers losing themselves in the desires of beings. Success by faith. Defeat by faith. However, in this world, the path of faith seems quite promising. At least many divine beings, leveraging the faith of beings, raised divine kingdoms and ascended to divine thrones. The 24 prime gods of the ocean of light and dark abyss even wield rule through the power of faith. Faith, Lin Yuan's thoughts drifted. Spreading faith is not the same concept as spreading one's own evolutionary path. Faith is intense devotion and unreserved adoration, but spreading an evolutionary path is different. Like Lin Yuan's martial path evolutionary path, future cultivators practicing it need not know of Lin Yuan. The Longshan family, granted the imperial viscount title, the founding Viscount Longshan indeed was a great contributor to the empire. The territory of the Longshan family, named Longshan Domain, spans about 60 million li. It seems this world is bigger than I anticipated. Lin Yuan's expression was thoughtful. Just the territory of a viscount reaches 60 million li in area, so how large is the entire empire? And the empire where Longshan Ling is located is merely one country within the plateau of myriad nations. Chapter 565 The Ninth Shuttle. World of Gods, please subscribe, _2 Lin Yuan rubbed his brow, and with just a cursory estimate, deduced the size of this world, at least over 500 light-years across. This was merely the realm of mortals, not including the ocean of light and the dark abyss. The cultivation system of this world primarily revolves around the night cultivation system, ranging from first level, second level, third level, to fourth level, fifth level, sixth level, and seventh level, Lin Yuan thought to himself. A fifth-rank knight was also known as a great knight, and the first Viscount Longshan had such strength, with which he founded the Longshan family. A sixth-level knight was referred to as a legend knight, while a seventh-level knight. At least the empire had not birthed such a power, though the plateau of myriad nations occasionally bore traces of them. A seventh-level knight was also called a demigod, a mighty being eligible to create their own divine name, to spread their faith, in hopes of attempting that leap. Night cultivation system, the Longshan cultivation skill, a night cultivation method, automatically surfaced in Lin Yuan's mind. It was the advanced night cultivation method that the first Viscount Longshan relied upon to awe the region. However, in Lin Yuan's mind, he only had the basic part of the Longshan cultivation skill. Mediocre, roughly equivalent to a fifth-rank evolution path in the main world, Lin Yuan evaluated after a glance. Longshan cultivation skill, the foundation for a fifth-level great knight, was something many knights yearned to witness. Even if it was just the basic parts. But Lin Yuan came from the main universe where evolutionary paths were as vast as the ocean, and he himself was a ninth-rank powerhouse, naturally unimpressed. Name, Longshan Yuan, Lin Yuan. Identity, holder of the Myriad Realms Gate, bound talent, heaven-defying comprehension, divine skills, blood rebirth, divine skills, mountain moving, divine skills, strengthening, current status, consciousness descent, remaining residence time, 1,110 years. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts and looked down at the ephemeral text below his gaze. A residence time of over 1,100 years, not bad. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. He had long been aware of the residence time for this traversal, but only had a rough idea. The specifics could only be confirmed after the descent. With more than 1,000 years, Lin Yuan was confident that with his heaven-defying comprehension, as long as he didn't die prematurely, establishing countless layers of spatial layers was surely doable. Die prematurely. Lin Yuan's brow furrowed slightly. Images from last night flashed through his mind. he had been invited by a close friend to a gathering. The party was extraordinarily extravagant, a parade of beauties emerged, and in the end, Lin Yuan took a liking to a fox woman with a seductive aura, and they spent the spring night together. He couldn't recall what happened afterward, his memories filled with a blissful haze, but when Lin Yuan awoke, he found a severe depletion of his origin source. If Lin Yuan hadn't instinctively taken over the body and secured the leaking of his origin source, he would likely be dead or, at best, have suffered a great fall in physical strength, unable to even get up from bed. Coincidence? Or intentional? Lin Yuan's eyes narrowed. He wasn't at Longshanling but in Anpu City. Anpu City was a thriving trade hub at the junction of Longshanling and several other territories, boasting all manner of pleasure establishments from within and beyond the empire. It was also the place descendants of viscounts like Longshan Yuan enjoyed the most. About half a month ago, Longshan Yuan had brought his guards to Anpu City and had been reveling with a bunch of his fox and dog friends till now. In the dimly lit palace, a woman clad in a black veil stood beneath the statue, her voluptuous silhouette faintly discernible. Paying homage to the divine envoy, below her, a fox woman with a seductive air respectfully knelt down. "How is it? What's the situation with Longshan Yuan?" the veiled woman asked coldly and softly. "Reporting to the divine envoy, I have drained Longshan Yuan of his essence overnight. Even if he's not dead, he has suffered a great loss of vital energy," the fox woman promptly replied. "Be mindful of the measure, Longshan Yuan can only die a natural death," the veiled woman frowned and said. Longshan Yuan, the grandson of Baron Longshan, would certainly cause Baron Longshan's wrath if any unexpected factors led to his death. By then, a thorough investigation would complicate matters. It's not that they feared Baron Longshan, for the current Baron was growing old, and the first and second in line to succeed him were not young either. Even if they became the new Baron Longshan, it was estimated they wouldn't live much longer. Their church had already secretly taken control of the fourth in line to the inheritance of Longshanling. As long as Longshan Yuan died normally without arousing the suspicions of Baron Longshan, the entire Longshanling would be theirs in a few decades. "Rest assured, envoy. I know what I'm doing," promised the fox woman, her face going pale. "Every time, I only take a little bit. No one can tell. At most 7 visits and the cause of Longshan Yuan's death would only be excessive indulgence. Given Longshan Yuan's previous indulgent behavior, dying of excessive indulgence would not be surprising, and even Baron Longshan himself wouldn't doubt it. Even though Longshan Yuan's parents and Baron Longshan himself had reprimanded him many times, even grounding him proved ineffective, Longshan Yuan just wouldn't change his ways." "That will do." The enchanting woman nodded with satisfaction. Once they controlled Longshanling, it would greatly benefit the spread of faith for the deity behind their church. With an area of more than 60 million miles and a population of over 100 billion, this vast source of faith, if fully captured, would surely earn a reward from the deity. Of course, all these maneuvers had to be done in secret, especially the spreading of faith. If leaked, it would provoke a crackdown from the empire. In the empire, only one deity is worshipped, the god of rank, who is also one of the 12 prime gods of the ocean of light, possessing immeasurable divine power. Apart from the god of rank, all other faiths and churches are considered heretical and need to be eradicated. Inside the room. Ever since he speculated that he might have been targeted, Lin Yuan immediately began to check himself, circulating his blood and assessing the extent of the loss of his vital essence. There is indeed a problem. Lin Yuan looked a bit grave. Normally, even if one were indulgent, the body's decay wouldn't be so rapid, not to mention that as the grandson of Baron Longshan, Longshan Yuan often consumed tonic substances that could somewhat compensate for the loss of vital essence. That fox woman. Lin Yuan thought of the fox woman with whom he had indulged the night before. She was indeed a beauty that made Longshan Yuan lose himself. Thinking about it now, there must be a major problem with her. But the fox woman was likely not the mastermind. Who ever heard of the mastermind taking to the field themselves? There must be someone else behind her. Exactly who wants to strike against me? Lin Yuan felt a headache coming on. Longshan Yuan's usual arrogance had offended countless people, and finding an enemy from amongst them was like searching for a needle in the ocean. Not to mention, anyone thinking of enticing Longshan Yuan with beauty and using such an imperceptible method to slowly drain him had to have a formidable force behind them. Lin Yuan's expression suddenly shifted. He lifted his right hand to his forehead and then slowly moved it away. One could see a wisp of light pink aura twining around his fingertips before slowly fading away. Divine power. Lin Yuan was slightly taken aback, then his expression turned solemn. To be precise, it was a strand of demi-divine power, the kind of energy that a 7th-rank knight could condense. With sufficient faith, this strand of demi-divine power could potentially evolve into a complete divine power. Is it some demigod who has their sights on me? No, that's not right. Why would a being like a demigod be interested in me? It must be a church established by a demigod to spread their own faith that is targeting me, Lin Yuan reasoned swiftly in his mind. In the Empire, and indeed throughout the plateau of myriad nations, only the faith of the 12 prime gods of the Ocean of Light is honored. Any demigod attempting to spread their own faith is considered a heretic. The same goes for the 12 prime gods of the Dark Abyss. However, since ancient times, the stealthy spread of their own faith by demigods on the plateau of myriad nations has never ceased. It can't be helped, the area is just too rich in faith, and many 7th-ranked demigods simply cannot resist such temptation. Chapter 566 Excited Baron Longshan, please subscribe, demigod. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged on the bed. In this world, those at the 7th rank were also known as demigods. In the main world, 7th rank evolvers who wished to step into the 8th layer needed to open an inner world. But here, the strong at the 7th rank needed to uphold a divine kingdom to enter the realm of the divine. The latter, in raising a divine kingdom, had to rely on the massive power of faith, which is why those demigods risked being discovered by the prime god to secretly spread their faith in the plateau of myriad nations. Without sufficient faith, they could not become immortal divine spirits, and their physical bodies and souls would quickly decay. Of course, many 7th-ranked demigods pledged allegiance to a certain prime god and became subordinate divine spirits. But the majority of 7th-ranked demigods were very principled. Once they fell into being subordinate divine spirits of a prime god, everything, including their consciousness, belonged to the prime god. Many demigods had steadily grown from weak to strong and naturally were not willing to pay such a price. What should I do now? Lin Yuan analyzed calmly. Being targeted by a church founded by a demigod was troublesome. As for reporting directly to the Empire or the Church of Light, it would indeed be effective, but there was no guarantee that the demigod would be killed. If he survived, he might seek revenge later, and Longshan Ling could not currently withstand the slaughter of a demigod-level strong person. The strongest in Longshan Ling was the first Viscount of Longshan, a 5th-level Great Knight, enough to traverse the Empire, but far too weak compared to a 7th-ranked demigod. Returned directly to Longshan Ling, Lin Yuan contemplated for a moment and made a decision in his mind. Although Anpu's city was prosperous, it was a mix of dragons and snakes. Even a demigod church had emerged. Before possessing absolute power, Lin Yuan did not even want to touch such a place. Longshan Ling, however, was his family's territory, officially ordained by the Empire. There, the demigod church, hated by everyone on the plateau of myriad nations, dared not show itself openly. Dashin. Lin Yuan walked out of the room, sunlight warmly hitting him, and murmured softly. Young master. A burly man over 3 meters tall strode forward. What can I do for you, young master? The burly man Dashin spoke with a booming voice, his words carrying a resonant and heavy breath. I'm going back to Longshan Ling. Lin Yuan looked at the towering figure in front of him. Dashin was Lin Yuan's guard, even among the entirety of Longshan Ling, Dashan's strength was ranked in the top 20, his body coursing with sub-dragon blood. Though he was only of 4th level strength, when fully unleashing his activated bloodline, he could even hold his own against a 4th level knight for half an hour. The only drawback was his lack of intelligence, but from the perspective of a guard, as long as the martial prowess was sufficient, that was all that mattered. Returning to Longshan Ling. Dashan was momentarily stunned as previously when the young master came to Anpu City, he would play for 3 or 4 months. Why was he leaving after just 1 month? Young master, was it because that girl last night didn't serve you well? Dashan muttered, I knew that girl was no good, all skinny like a twig. Young master, when you have the time, I'll introduce you to a few that are really sturdy, they'll definitely serve you comfortably, Dashan immediately said, as in his aesthetic, women naturally were better the more robust they were, ideally over 3 meters tall and with a waist over 1 meter. Only then could they ignite his desire for conquest. Poor young Master Longshan, always indulging in those twig-like, thin girls, completely unaware of the taste of strong women. Dashan felt deep sympathy for Longshan Yuan. Grandfather told me to rush back. Lin Yuan made up an excuse, not mentioning too much about the fox woman. Dashan wasn't the sharpest, and anything he learned might get out, which could alert the others if the fox woman really was involved with a certain demigod's church. Now, Lin Yuan just wanted to quietly return to Longshan Ling and steady himself by slowly cultivating. Time was on his side. Once Lin Yuan regained his full strength, not just some mere demigod church, even the divine beings from the ocean of light and the abyss of darkness would hold no fear for him. Viscount, sir, Dashan's expression also grew serious. In all of Longshan Ling, there were few he respected, and the Viscount of Longshan was definitely one of them. Then let's leave now. Dashan immediately said. All right. Lin Yuan nodded as well. Such situations had occurred before when Longshan Yuan was having fun, he would suddenly receive orders from Longshan Ling, forcing him to return midway. Now, using the orders of the Viscount of Longshan as a reason, leaving Anpu City to return to Longshan Ling was nothing but normal and reasonable. Lin Yuan led his guards out of Anpu City. The deputy mayor of Anpu City personally saw him off. Young Master Longshan, leaving so urgently, has Anpu City not treated you well? The deputy mayor of Anpu City, slightly balding, squinted at Lin Yuan and asked. Family matters. Lin Yuan did not elaborate much, with an impatient look on his face, quite consistent with the usual behavior of young Master Longshan Yuan. Since it's a matter for the Longshan family, then take care, young Master Longshan. Next time you come, Anpu City has prepared a special gift for you. The tone of the deputy mayor of Anpu City was kind, although he looked down on the prodigal son like Longshan Yuan, he had to face the backing of Longshan Ling. Anpu City, being a point of convergence for several Viscount territories, needed to please those few Viscount families to thrive. With a rumbling sound, under the watchful eyes of the deputy mayor of Anpu City, Lin Yuan sat in the carriage, surrounded by 7 or 8 guards, rushing towards Longshan Ling at high speed. Chapter 567 The Excited Viscount Longshan. Please subscribe. _2 Watching Lin Yuan leave wasn't just the deputy master of Anpu City. At the top of a loft, an enchanting woman clad in black was also gazing at Lin Yuan. This Longshan Yuan, not returning earlier or later, but suddenly going back now, all the efforts from before are wasted, sighed the attractive fox woman beside her. According to the plan, within 3 months, they would slowly drain Longshan Yuan's essence and marrow until the last day, making Longshan Yuan die from indulgence. There wouldn't be any hidden doubts or concerns, not even the most skilled experts could figure it out. Now, having already put in efforts for a month and with only 2 more left to go for success, Longshan Yuan decided to return. After returning, given Longshan Yuan's favor in the Longshan family, he was bound to consume many supplements, and the original essence qi he lost might well be replenished. No matter, given Longshan Yuan's temperament, he will soon come back to Anpu City. The woman in black remained calm. She hadn't noticed any suspicions. The excuse Longshan Yuan used for leaving was an order from the Viscount Longshan, only indicating that they were unlucky. Just bad luck once. Would they experience bad luck a second or a third time? The enchanting woman believed that by the time Longshan Yuan next visited Anpu City, it would be their chance to succeed with their scheme. Once Longshan Yuan died, and after enduring through the death of Longshan Ling's first and second in line to succession, the whole of Longshan Ling would become a cradle for the behind-the-scenes demigod undergoing divinity transformation, and they might even use Longshan Ling to extend their influence to several other large territories. Longshan Ling, Longshan City. Lin Yuan had not been back long before he saw his biological parents. "Ah Yuan, why have you come back so early this time?" Longshan Fong looked like a middle-aged man as he glanced at Lin Yuan, somewhat curious. Although he had given up hope on his son, seeing Lin Yuan voluntarily give up on indulging in Anpu City still surprised him. He hadn't heard anything about an order from Viscount Longshan for Longshan Yuan to return, had he? Could it be that Longshan Yuan had returned of his own accord? "What's wrong with our son coming back early?" The woman next to him, who looked quite young, glared at Longshan Fong. "Son, what would you like to do this time? Longshan City might not be as bustling as Anpu City, but it still has its charms. You'll surely find surprises if you look around," she said, doting over her son. Lin Yuan looked at his parents without saying a word. The succession of the Viscounty in the Longshan family wasn't a simple matter of passing from father to son, but depended on the current Viscount's wishes. For example, when Lin Yuan was born, the first Viscount happened to step into the 4th level. His mood brightened. Considering this an auspicious sign, the birth of Longshan Yuan meant that the Longshan family's 4th level combat power heritage would continue. Therefore, bypassing Longshan Yuan's father, Longshan Yuan was named as the 3rd in line to succession. Who could have expected that Longshan Yuan would turn out to be so disappointing after all, indulging in women and pleasure and having no intention of inheriting the family business? "This time I've come back because I want to do something," Lin Yuan said to his parents with a serious tone. "Something important?" Longshan Fong pondered. "Ah Yuan, have you taken a fancy to another woman?" "Son, don't listen to your father's nonsense. Just say what you want to do. Your mother will always support you," the young-looking woman said with a smile. "I want to cultivate," Lin Yuan stated. As the 3rd in line to inherit from the Longshan family, Lin Yuan would have all the resources accumulated by the Longshan family over the years at his disposal if he chose to cultivate. That was the reason behind his outspoken declaration. As for secretly cultivating and then making a sensational breakthrough, that would be too exhausting, especially the gathering of resources, which would take a considerable amount of time. Cultivate. Longshan Yuan's parents exchanged glances. They had anticipated any number of startling revelations from Longshan Yuan, but this was the one they least expected. No, the word cultivate was even more unbelievable for Longshan Yuan, far beyond any startling revelation. "Why do you suddenly want to cultivate?" Longshan Fong asked, looking intently at Lin Yuan. "Because I feel that everything happening right now is meaningless. How long can one indulge in life's pleasures? 100 years. 200 at most. Then what? Just wait to die. But cultivating is different. As long as one can become a 5th level knight, lifespan will extend, and the life essence will transform. That's what I want to do," Lin Yuan gave his prepared reason. "Good," Longshan Fong thought for a moment and then nodded. "I will talk directly to the head of the family about your wish to cultivate. I hope this isn't just a passing interest of yours." Longshan Fong was actually in a good mood. The words of Lin Yuan, upon interpretation, meant one thing. A simple description. That is, grown tired of it. As for the subsequent extension of one's lifespan and so on, who wouldn't want to live a few more years? The key is that not everyone can step into being a 5th level great knight. But no matter what, his son's shift in interest from previous indulgences to cultivation was entirely a good thing. Even if Baron Longshan did not have high expectations for Lin Yuan's cultivation results, with the latter's body emptied by feminine charms, it was questionable whether he could even become a first-level knight. But on the whole, strengthening the body was not a problem. "Son, cultivation is a tough task," said the woman who looked like a young mother, somewhat distressed. "It's fine, I want to give it a try," Lin Yuan said with a smile. That afternoon, the Longshan family's underground cultivation field. Spanning hundreds of miles, it was where many of the Longshan family members practiced in seclusion. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, facing an old man with white hair and beard. The old man looked somewhat frail, but his presence was reserved, and there was a hint of a power in him that seemed capable of shaking mountains. Wanting to cultivate, wanting to become a knight, is not a simple matter, the old man said to Lin Yuan in a steady tone. He was one of the few fourth-level knights of the Longshan family. Since the first Viscount established the Longshan family 2,000 years ago and passed down the heritage, it was rare to give birth to a fifth-level great knight. Their combat power usually peaked at the fourth-level knight, and it was only because of the precautions left by the first Viscount that the Longshan family had been able to continue for so many years. Indeed, for Viscount-level families, a fourth-level combat power was almost enough for suppression. As for a fifth-level Great Knight, that was something that might be born at the peak of a Viscount-level powers era. "I understand," Lin Yuan nodded. "Good," the old man said without any unnecessary words, took out 2 items. One was a book, and the other was an orange fruit. "This is the main text of the Longshan cultivation skill, and this is the Longshan fruit, containing a large amount of energy. Any descendant of our Longshan family who wishes to cultivate must learn to enter the Longshan cultivation skill on their own," the old man began. "Within a month, as long as you can enter the introductory phase of the Longshan cultivation skill, it will prove you have the talent to continue cultivating." "What counts as entering the introductory phase?" Lin Yuan asked. "Sensing the qi sensation is enough," the old man replied. Sensing the qi sensation, the old man was about to go into detail about how to sense the qi sensation. Although any descendant of the Longshan family must enter the Longshan cultivation skill on their own, Lin Yuan, as the family's third in line for succession, certainly had different conditions than other family members. For example, the details on how to sense the qi sensation that the old man was about to share were not something other descendants of the Longshan family would be entitled to hear. Imagine, many descendants of the Longshan family didn't even know the concept of qi sensation, so how crucial was it at this moment for someone to explain the details of sensing the qi sensation to them? However, before the old man could speak, Lin Yuan glanced over the main text of the Longshan cultivation skill, then closed his eyes, only to open them again instantly. "I have already sensed the qi sensation," Lin Yuan replied. The old man looked at Lin Yuan. In the depths of the Longshan family abode, the current Viscount Longshan massaged his temples. As the supreme ruler of Longshanling, he had too many tasks to handle regularly. From negotiating with other Viscounts' territories to addressing the many opinions of the citizens within his own domain. "I wonder how a Yuan is doing." Viscount Longshan suddenly remembered something. At noon, Longshan Fang had told him that Longshan Yuan wanted to cultivate. Viscount Longshan had immediately sent one of the fourth-level knights from the family to explain cultivation to Longshan Yuan. By now, it should be about time for that explanation to have finished. Just then, an old man quickly entered the room. My lord," the old man's face was flushed with surprise, and he had yet to calm down. "Oh. I was just about to ask you," Viscount Longshan's eyes brightened, but upon seeing the old man's expression, his heart chilled slightly. Could it be that Longshan Yuan really lacked the talent for cultivation, and had disgruntled the explaining old man? Chapter 568 The Hope of the Longshan Family. Please subscribe. Patriarch, the elder, named Longshan Zhu, had already been a fourth-level knight many years ago and was part of the Longshan family's foundation. How many fourth-level knights were there throughout the entire Longshanling? If Baron Longshan hadn't personally sent a message this time, it would have been impossible for Longshan, with his status, to make an exception for a junior member of the Longshan family. Yet, Longshan could never have imagined that the task he had planned to deal with in a perfunctory manner would turn out to be such a fantastical, unbelievable affair. So much so that even now, he was still somewhat dazed, constantly needing to confirm whether or not he was dreaming. What's the matter? When Baron Longshan saw that Longshan wasn't speaking, he faintly sensed that something was wrong. Could it be that Yun is really a piece of rotten wood? Baron Longshan's tone was somewhat disappointed. The Longshan family's bloodline was extraordinary, and they cultivated the hereditary Longshan cultivation skill. Plus, with Longshan, a predecessor like him providing guidance, even if Longshan Yuan was below average, sensing the Qi Si within a month shouldn't be difficult. Rotten wood. Longshan was taken aback upon hearing Baron Longshan say this and hurriedly explained, Patriarch, young Master Yuan is not a piece of rotten wood, he has already sensed the Qi Si, not a piece of rotten wood. Baron Longshan had just heaved a sigh of relief when he suddenly widened his eyes. What did you say? He has already sensed the Qi Si. Whether it was the Longshan cultivation skill or any other knight's cultivation method, the first step is to sense the Qi Si. That is also the prerequisite for becoming a first-level knight, and any creature that senses the Qi Si can transform itself by harnessing the power of the Qi Si, and immediately afterwards, can choose to cultivate a knight's method that suits them. But sensing the Qi Si is difficult, and it is also a great test of a knight's talent. The Longshan family allocates 1 month for its members to sense the Qi Si. As long as they sense the Qi Si within this month, they will have the hope of becoming formal knights and will be nurtured by the Longshan family. But now, how long had it been since Longshan began guiding Longshan Yuan? An hour? Or 2 hours? You're saying Yun sensed the Qi Si within 2 hours? Baron Longshan's voice trembled slightly. In the history of the Longshan family, since the first Viscount took over Longshanling, only 3 people had sensed the Qi Si within 2 hours. 2 of these 3 people eventually became 5th-level Grand Knights and left a significant mark on the history of the Longshan family. The remaining 1 unfortunately perished along the way. Not every generation of the Longshan family has a 5th-level Grand Knight in command. For example, the current strongest person in Longshanling is only at the 4th level. The birth of a 5th-level Grand Knight means that the Longshan family's power would return to its peak, to the era of the first Viscount, and the surrounding Viscounts would become utterly submissive and cooperative. The Empire would even bestow rewards once again, congratulating the Longshan family for the birth of another Grand Knight. Such numerous honors, and benefits all because of a 5th-level Grand Knight. Sensed the Qi Si within 2 hours, Longshan fell silent again. If it were truly so, he would be overwhelmed with joy at this moment, instead of appearing as he did now, uncertain of how to speak, and with a tinge of trepidation. Patriarch, the time young Master Yuan took to sense the Qi Si, was 2 breaths. Longshan steadied himself and spoke with some difficulty. Actually, whether it was even 2 breaths, Longshan wasn't certain. He only remembered Longshan Yuan glancing at the Longshan cultivation skill and then claiming to have sensed the Qi Si. If it were not for Longshan true sense of the Qi Si fluctuations within Longshan Yuan's body, he might have even planned to scold the latter a few words. What did you say? 2 breaths. Baron Longshan was dumbstruck. If it were within 2 hours to sense the Qi Si, he could still barely understand, but in 2 breaths. 2 breaths hardly gave enough time even to calm one's mind, let alone sense the Qi Si, right? Are you sure? Baron Longshan took a deep breath and stood up, asking solemnly. Although he knew Longshan well and understood that this elder of the Longshan family never liked to joke around, especially concerning matters of great importance to the family, he would never engage in any deceit or concealment. But sensing the Qi Si within 2 breaths was too incredible. I am certain. Longshan Zhu stated with utmost conviction. He was certain that Longshan Yuan's Qi Si had been sensed only after he had met him and looked at that Longshan cultivation skill. Sensing the Qi Si within 2 breaths. Does it mean that my Longshan family is truly going to soar to the heavens? After his shock, Baron Longshan was ecstatic. If sensing the Qi Si within 2 hours already holds the hope of becoming a 5th-level Grand Knight, then what about sensing the Qi Si within 2 breaths? A 6th-level Legendary Knight? Or a 7th-level Demigod? You should know that on the plateau of myriad nations, as long as a 7th-level demigod doesn't secretly spread their faith, just casually joining any of those empires brings infinite glory upon them. Even the gods residing in the ocean of light cast admiring glances their way. A 7th-level demigod, if willing, can strike a deal with the gods of the ocean of light and can absolutely start a new empire. Who else knows about this? Baron Longshan's gaze suddenly became deep. Patriarch, only the 2 of us are aware of it. Longshan Zhu also understood the gravity of the situation and spoke earnestly. That's good. Baron Longshan nodded. The surrounding Viscount's territories, even those further away, allow the Longshan family to bring forth a future Grand Knight candidate who sensed the Qi Si within 2 hours. But to have sensed the Qi Si within 2 breaths? Should this news leak, it would not be a good thing. Chapter 569 The Hope of the Longshan Family. Please subscribe. _2 Baron Longshan could be certain that the Empire would inevitably intervene, and by then, Longshan Yuan might be forcibly summoned to the capital. From now on, A1 sensation of the Qi Si will not be 2 breaths, but 5 hours. Baron Longshan pondered for a while before seriously saying to Longshan Zhu. Feeling the Qi Si within 2 hours is the qualification of a future potential great knight, but Baron Longshan still felt it was a bit too conspicuous. 5 hours would be just right. With the talent to become a 4th-level knight, it wouldn't draw too much attention from other forces. Good. Longshan Zhu immediately replied. He understood this was an unprecedented opportunity for the Longshan family. All they needed was the patience to wait for Longshan Yuan to grow, and it would be the moment for the Longshan family to soar. Yuan is the hope of our Longshan family. I absolutely will not allow anyone to threaten Yuan, the Baron mused to himself. After Lin Yuan emerged from the Longshan family's underground cultivation ground, he faintly felt that there were eyes watching him. Have they sent someone to protect me? Lin Yuan had his suspicions. He demonstrated a portion of his talent just to gain the wholehearted resource allocation from the Longshan family, so he could be more efficient in his upcoming cultivation. This was also the experience Lin Yuan had accumulated over his 8 previous traversals. As for whether it would arouse the Longshan family's wariness. Longshan Yuan was a pure-blooded member of the Longshan clan, and also the 3rd in line for succession. The stronger his talent, the better it was for the Longshan family. Moreover, the talent Lin Yuan had revealed was already quite restrained, merely instantaneously sensing the Qi Si, which wasn't much. Thump thump thump. At this moment, Dashin, standing 3 to 4 meters tall, approached with large strides. Young master, I heard that you sensed the Qi Si in 5 hours, Dashin asked with a bit of naivety. Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. Not long after sensing the Qi Si, Longshan Zhu returned again, continually reminding him not to expose the real speed of his Qi Si sensation. Lin Yuan was naturally aware of the intention behind such admonishments and agreed cooperatively. Sensing the Qi Si in 5 hours means your knight talent must be very high, Dashin said with a booming voice. It had taken him almost a day to sense the Qi Si back in the day. Let's go. Lin Yuan said. Okay. Dashin immediately bowed down to let Lin Yuan sit on his shoulder. Over 3 meters tall, Dashin was like a small giant, and Lin Yuan sitting on his shoulders felt nothing out of the ordinary. The starry sky is truly beautiful, Dashin ran while looking up towards the heavens. It was already night, and the vast and profound stars emerged, their terrifying power perceptible even from distances vast beyond comprehension. Indeed, it is beautiful, Lin Yuan agreed. Meanwhile, a flood of information about the stars above the sky came to mind. Life in this realm, after cultivating to the level of a 7th-level demigod, would need to gather faith and eventually uplift their divine kingdom, entering the ocean of light or the dark abyss. Why is it called uplifting the divine kingdom? It's because the divine kingdoms of the gods ascend above the sky, turning into the everlasting stars. In other words, each star Lin Yuan was looking at represented a god's divine kingdom. The stronger the god, the more terrifying their corresponding star would be. The star representing the 24 prime gods was magnificent and grand, their dreadful presence shaking much of the starry sky. Even Lin Yuan, despite the incomprehensibly vast distance separating him from those 24 stars, felt a sense of awe and trepidation. By feeling the divine kingdoms of the stars, Lin Yuan had a vague sense of the true strength of the prime gods. Each prime god was no weaker than special beings like Huni, and they weren't too far from the 10th rank. This world's cultivation system actually places the inner world outside. But by doing so, the inner world relies entirely on the main world, and its growth rate must be very fast, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The 8th-layer beings of the main universe all had the worlds they opened up inside themselves, hence it's called the inner world. In this way, one would have absolute control over their inner world. The inner world is the foundation of 8th-layer life. To place it outside would be too dangerous. But this also caused a sense of separation between the inner world and the main world, preventing the full utilization of the main universe's power for growth, which is why 9th-rank evolvers strive so hard to open up layers upon layers of spatial layers. To increase the thickness and depth of their inner world as much as possible. It's a rather good cultivation system, Lin Yuan nodded, realizing that externalizing one's inner world had many benefits, such as accelerating its growth and reducing the burden on oneself. Of course, there was an obvious downside. If an enemy were to directly strike the stars in the sky above, wouldn't they be able to hit a god's weak spot? Whether it was the gods' divine kingdoms or the inner worlds of those from the 8th layer, they were all foundational cores. A collapse would have incalculable consequences. Dashin, do you think those stars could fall? Lin Yuan asked casually. Fall? The stars. Dashin's eyes widened, somewhat unable to grasp the concept. Each star represented a god, and the falling of a star meant the demise of the associated god. But in Dashin's understanding, gods were eternal, dwelling high above the ocean of light, overlooking the mortals below. How could gods possibly fall? Young master, how could a star fall down? Dashin asked. He had never contemplated this, having seen many stars in the sky since his birth, which had not changed over the years. Indeed, Lin Yuan nodded. Soon, with Dashin running wildly, Lin Yuan soon arrived home. His parents had been waiting for a while, clearly informed in advance. In this world, among the 24 prime gods of the Ocean of Light, there was one known as the Goddess of the Magic Web, whose divine power weaved a magic web that spread throughout humanity. Any message could be conveyed through the magic web, quite conveniently. Son, your talent for night training is even stronger than mine, you truly are my Longshan Fang's son. Ha ha ha, Longshan Fang immediately shouted excitedly. 5 hours to sense the Qi Si, that's surely the seed of a future 4th-level knight. Within the vast Longshan Ling, there were no more than 24th-level knights, each one was the foundation of the Longshan family, the strongest deterrent against other Viscount territories. And you still have the face to say he's stronger than you. A woman with the appearance of a young wife couldn't help saying, I remember when you first sensed the Qi Si, it took you almost half a month. Just admit that he's stronger than me, Longshan Fang said indifferently. Being a little stronger is still being stronger. Being 100 times stronger is still being stronger. If it were another member of the human race sensing the Qi Si in 5 hours, Long Shan Fang would have likely made some sarcastic remarks. But this was his own son. In Long Shan Fang's heart, there was only pride. After a few words with his parents, Lin Yuan returned to his cultivation room. So many Longshan fruits. Lin Yuan looked at the dozens of fruits already laid out there. The Longshan fruit, a type of spirit fruit produced by Longshan Ling, contained a significant amount of energy, which could aid knights in their cultivation. When Lin Yuan was previously sensing the Qi Si, Longshan Zhu had also brought a spirit fruit, planning to have Lin Yuan swallow it when he sensed the Qi Si. With the help of the immense energy in the Longshan fruit, locking onto the Qi Si waves would be easier. The energy contained in the Longshan fruit was not only immense but also gentle. Even if one couldn't absorb it, it would remain dormant within the flesh, slowly absorbed when possible in the future. Therefore, Longshan fruits were extremely precious, with normal human race individuals receiving one a month, and even that was based on the premise of having a talent for night training. Yet now, Lin Yuan's cultivation room had dozens of Longshan fruits laid out. The majority of the Longshan family had never seen so many Longshan fruits in their lifetimes. I can't cultivate for now. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, casually picking up a Longshan fruit and swallowing it, feeling the gentle strength flowing through his limbs and body. What Lin Yuan needed to do most now was to recover as much as possible the original essence qi deficit caused by Longshan Yuan's years of indulgence in pleasures of the flesh. Chapter 570 100 Years, Subscription Request, Original Essence Qi Deficit. This doesn't mean that simply consuming spirit fruit and other nourishing substances would perfectly replenish it. At least, by Lin Yuan's standards, it was far from simple. But it was also not very difficult. According to Lin Yuan's estimate, given the current conditions, it would take at most 3 or 4 days to replenish. By then, with original essence qi back to perfection, Lin Yuan's cultivation speed would enter a period of explosive growth. It wasn't exactly cultivation. It was more about systematically returning to the peak. The life of this world, the physical body harbors unimaginable potential. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, thinking silently. In this respect, Lin Yuan had already discovered, at the time of consciousness descent, that the original Longshan Yuan was deeply addicted to the company of women. Regardless of how weak he appeared, a few days' rest would almost restore him, hinting at the robustness of his physique. Potential, does it come from the bloodline? Lin Yuan slightly closed his eyes, feeling it carefully. Even with such a cursory sensing, he could detect several dozen bloodlines within Longshan Yuan's body, some of which were faint, probably separated by many years, but among these bloodlines, more than 10 were of the 7th rank bloodline. It is somewhat similar to those bloodline evolutionary families in the main universe, Lin Yuan mused. The night cultivation system of this realm fundamentally involves tapping into the power of bloodlines, such as the Longshan cultivation law, which strengthens one's power by stimulating the mountain dragon bloodline within the Longshan family. Too many and too mixed bloodlines. How chaotic was the Longshan family's ancestor? Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. The Longshan family's mountain dragon bloodline originated from a dragon beast whose size was akin to mountain ranges. How this dragon beast's bloodline was integrated into the Longshan family is also a question. Most bloodline evolutionary families in the main world do so by extracting the bloodlines of those unique beings, turning them into bloodline potions, and finally integrating these potions with their own bloodlines. But as for the Longshan family and many other families, even the imperial clan, they do not know. So far, Lin Yuan has not heard of the concept of bloodline potion in this realm. By tapping into the power of bloodlines, thus the knights of this world cultivate quickly, but of course, their lifespans are also short, Lin Yuan thought. Although the bloodline evolutionary families in the main universe also delve into their own bloodlines, they supplement their cultivation with other evolutionary paths. Unlike the knights of this realm, who rely solely on the power of bloodlines. This limitation leads to a situation where, unless they kindle the divine fire and become 7th-ranked demigods, even the 6th-rank legendary knights find it hard to live past 1,000 years. The 4th and 5th-rank knights are even more so, living past 200 years is considered long-lived. Not just purely relying on the power of bloodlines, but more like it's the world rules that are limiting. Lin Yuan concluded. No matter how much they relied on the power of bloodlines, after stepping into the 6th rank, equivalent to a 6th-rank evolver in the main world, their life essence is set, so how could they not live past 1,000 years? The only possibility is the world rules of this realm. Just like during the 8th transmigration, where the supreme immortal kings of the spirit realm could endure epoch after epoch, almost indefinitely, as long as they're not met with accidents, with lifespans far exceeding the 8th layer evolvers of the main world. This realm is the same. Unless the divine fire is kindled, lifespans are considerably short. However, the lifespans of the 8th layer divine beings seem terrifyingly long, in stark contrast to those below the 7th layer. Lin Yuan raised his head again to glance at the sky. If the 7th-rank demigods who have kindled the divine fire still face the possibility of their divine fire extinguishing, then the 8th-layer divine beings truly endured throughout the ages, residing either in the ocean of light or the abyss of darkness, overlooking the mortal realms, especially those 24 prime gods who manage parts of the rule's authority, posed a greater threat to Lin Yuan than Hunyi, the strongest 9th-rank life form of the Tianyu clan, which had opened over 30 million spatial layers. Take it slow. This descent has a stay of 1,110 years. Lin Yuan was not in a hurry, with the full support of the Longshan family. As long as Lin Yuan recovered a certain level of power, the subsequent increase in strength would entirely be like a snowball effect. It's just, this world places such importance on bloodlines, the bodily bloodline origins are ancient and mysterious, and the physical body divine ability that emerges from this basis must not be weak. Expectation appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Physical body divine ability, an exclusive capability of the martial path evolutionary path, awakens divine skills based on the bloodlines within one's body upon reaching the 6th rank. For other martial arts evolutionaries, they could only awaken one physical body divine ability in their lifetime, but due to Lin Yuan's ability descended from the door to the myriad realms, he could awaken one after another. However, even among physical body divine abilities, there was a distinction between strong and weak. The 3 physical body divine abilities Lin Yuan currently possessed: blood rebirth, mountain moving, strengthening. Among them, blood rebirth and strengthening were of great help to Lin Yuan, but mountain moving, being purely a force-based divine skill, was slightly lesser in utility. Both in terms of application scope and strength, it was inferior to the previous 2. Given that the descended body had such a rich source of bloodlines, the ultimately awakened physical body divine ability would likely not be too weak. Longshan Ling Longshan City. This day was a grand occasion for the Longshan family. It was said that the first Viscount Longshan had established the Longshan family on this day, hence beginning over 2,000 years of absolute dominion over Longshan Ling. As the third in line for succession in the Longshan family, Lin Yuan naturally would not be absent during such an important event. Big brother Yuan, today's sun is so hot, it's making me feel dizzy, what should we do? A young girl from the Longshan family with flushed cheeks said, leaning towards Lin Yuan. Chapter 571 100 years, subscription request, _2, the sun's hot. Lin Yuan looked up at the sky. It was indeed somewhat hot, but to the strong-bodied members of the Longshan family, this heat was nothing, they could stand in it for 3 days and nights without a problem. Are you having problems with your cultivation? Lin Yuan glanced at the girl, whose name was Longshan Ling, a distant cousin of his. To ensure the purity of their bloodline, it was customary in the Longshan family to marry within the clan, as long as the individuals were not direct blood relatives. I don't know. I just feel so hot from the sun's rays on my body. Longshan Ling leaned closer to Lin Yuan and said somewhat coyly. I think the heat on your body is not from the sun, but from yourself. Another girl couldn't help but interject with a cold huff. Longshan Lan, would you die if you kept silent? Longshan Ling immediately glared at her. Hee, what's wrong? You can speak but I can't. The girl named Longshan Lan retorted immediately. If you're tired, take a rest first. I should go back to my cultivation, Lin Yuan said and then turned to leave. As the third in line for the Longshan family inheritance, Lin Yuan, after turning over a new leaf, and having sensed the Qi Si within 5 hours, had attracted a lot of pursuit from the girls of the Longshan family. First of all, Lin Yuan was good-looking, differing from the robust and rugged demeanor of the Longshan clan. Lin Yuan had a sort of androgynous beauty. Moreover, Lin Yuan was very likely to become a 4th-level knight in the future and to inherit the position of Viscount of the Longshan family. He suddenly became the most popular male in the Longshan family. Lots of eligible girls had their eyes on Lin Yuan. Even those who were a bit older or younger were watching him. Who wouldn't like an excellent man? And Lin Yuan was not just excellent, he was practically perfect. Just now, it was so close. Longshan Lan, you ruined my good opportunity, Longshan Ling said angrily after Lin Yuan left. Ruined your good opportunity. Longshan Ling, can't you see that Brother Yuan has not the slightest interest in you? Longshan Lan spoke up. She had pursued Lin Yuan too but had been directly rejected. Seeing Longshan Ling being so touchy with Lin Yuan, she couldn't help but interrupt. I think, Brother Yuan might prefer someone gentler. You're all too forward, it might scare Brother Yuan, a younger girl spoke up. Scare Brother Yuan. Longshan Lan rolled her eyes. Had everyone forgotten Longshan Yuan's past in just a few years? However, the women of the Longshan family didn't care about a man having a rich history with women, as long as he was strong and excellent, that was enough. Regardless, I still feel that Brother Yuan has some good feelings for me, at least he didn't reject me just now. Longshan Ling thought somewhat infatuatedly, but then she glared at Longshan Lan with gritted teeth. Longshan Lan, if you dare to mess up my chance next time, we will be irreconcilable enemies. I'm scared of you. Longshan Lan laughed scornfully. Brother Yuan will definitely have the strength of a 4th-level knight in the future, inheriting the title of Viscount. He will only be with a woman who can help him. I, Longshan Yao, with a grandfather who is also a 4th-level Grand Knight, can bring help to Brother Yuan in controlling the family. I am the most suitable match for Brother Yuan, another young girl said as she walked by. Her grandfather was indeed Longshan Zhu, although the Viscount and Longshan Zhu had decided to absolutely not reveal Lin Yuan's true talent and abilities. But Longshan Zhu kept hinting to his granddaughter to pursue Lin Yuan, because he knew Lin Yuan's true potential and talent was far stronger than what he showed to the outside world. Though they dared not predict him becoming a demigod who had ignited the divine fire, as the Longshan family had no detailed information about the 7th-level demigods. But there was great certainty of him becoming a 6th-level legendary knight. That's a legendary knight. As long as he was willing to submit to the Empire, he would at least be given the title of Earl and rule over a territory many times larger than that of Longshan Ling. To become the wife of an Earl was a rare honor throughout the entire Empire. Lin Yuan quickly arrived at his cultivation room. The original essence Qi has almost been replenished. Now I can start cultivating. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged and swallowed a long yuan fruit. The immense power flowed through his limbs and body, being quickly absorbed by Lin Yuan. The situation in the Xianhuang secret realm is still stable. Xilan has not been caught up by Hunyi. Lin Yuan slightly used the door to the myriad realms to sense and then he breathed a sigh of relief. He had been in this world for nearly a week, and in the Xianhuang secret realm's time flow, a little half an hour had passed. After such a long time, Hunyi still hasn't caught up with Xilan, so there probably won't be any surprises coming up. Since Xilan dared to assure Lin Yuan that she could hold on for 3 years, she must have enough confidence. Xianhuang's secret realm, Lin Yuan narrowed his eyes slightly. That sense of calling from the core area of this secret realm made him curious even now. Speaking of which, this world should be the homeland of one of the followers of the emperor from the Xianhuang's secret realm, Lin Yuan thought to himself. What the follower desired most was to return to his homeland, even considering the coordinates of his home world the most precious treasure among the many he left behind. As a result, the home world that the follower longed for was now right in front of Lin Yuan. Anpu City. In the dark palace. A charming woman dressed in black gauze stood there, frowning and saying, after Longshan Yuan returned to Longshan City, he actually became interested in cultivation and sensed the qi sea within 5 hours. The charming woman was somewhat stunned. That uneducated Longshan Yuan actually possessed the potential to become a 4th-level knight. That's not right. It can't even be called potential anymore. Sensing the qi sea within 5 hours, plus being the 3rd in line to inherit the Longshan family and receiving the full resources of the entire family. It can be said that, barring accidents, he will surely become a 4th-level knight. Divine Envoy, what should we do now? Asked the fox woman below, also full of incredulity. She well understood Longshan Yuan's behavior, having been intimately involved with him on many occasions. Now that Longshan Yuan will surely be given priority protection by the Longshan family, things have become a little troublesome. The charming woman felt it was a difficult issue. If Longshan Yuan remained the way he was before, even as the 3rd in line, he would not have attracted much attention from the Longshan family without the qualifications of a knight. But now, the charming woman even suspected that there might be 4th-level knights secretly protecting Longshan Yuan. The most important thing now is to see Longshan Yuan, she said. Talent is predetermined by heaven, there's no helping it, but Longshan Yuan likes to indulge in pleasure, especially women. As long as he sees you, he will surely be unable to control himself. The charming woman looked at the fox woman. You go to Longshan City and try your best to see Longshan Yuan, so that we can continue to have him in our grasp. After replenishing his original essence qi, Lin Yuan spent most of his time cultivating. Other than occasionally checking on his parents, even Dashan rarely saw Lin Yuan. During this period, the several 4th-level knights of the Longshan family wanted to give some guidance to Lin Yuan, hoping the family's future hope would take fewer detours. Unfortunately, what would again lead to a collapse of morale among the Longshan family's 4th-level knights occurred. Their guidance had no effect on Lin Yuan. It was as if he was born to be a knight. The knightly theories and skills, as soon as they spoke the first few words, Lin Yuan was able to comprehend them fully. Over time, these 4th-level knights gave up the idea of shining bright for the family, because in the end, they found that they simply couldn't provide any guidance to Lin Yuan. On the contrary, in the course of their ongoing discussions with Lin Yuan, these 4th-level knights shockingly realized, could the path they were taking be wrong? Could the Longshan cultivation skill no longer be the most correct way to cultivate? On Lin Yuan's side, after sending away those family 4th-level knights, his cultivation began to soar. With ample resources available, after getting through the initial stages, Lin Yuan was making progress every moment. And so, time began to pass silently. In the blink of an eye, 100 years had gone by. Chapter 572 Mother Goddess of Lust. Please subscribe. The Longshan Ling spans 60 million li, with the vast majority of the region being desolate and uninhabited. Atop a mountain peak thousands of zhang high, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged alone. The space around him subtly distorted, and a terrifying aura was suppressed within a few dozen zhang of his body. If he let go of the suppression, it was estimated that in an instant, it could sweep across tens of millions of li. Among the numerous bloodlines of the Longshan family, the mountain dragon bloodline is the most obvious and the easiest to feel. Thus, the people of the Longshan family generally focus on excavating the mountain dragon bloodline. The first Viscount of Longshan from more than 2,000 years ago, he managed to excavate the mountain dragon bloodline to the 5th rank. Lin Yuan's thoughts spread out as he continued to ponder. But the easiest to feel doesn't mean the strongest. Over the years, I have almost completely analyzed my own bloodline, and I've discovered another extremely faint bloodline. This bloodline is at least of the 9th rank, perhaps even that of a near 10th rank, a peak 9th rank bloodline. In the last century, Lin Yuan had not only recovered his strength but had also been studying this world's cultivation system. What is called the Knight cultivation skill is essentially about excavating the potential deep within one's bloodline to ultimately achieve returning to the ancestors. Under the restrictions of the rules of heaven and earth, even a 6th rank legendary knight finds it difficult to live past 1,000 years. Obviously, the slow cultivation methods of the main universe are no longer suitable for this world. Excavating one's own bloodline and swiftly breaking through by following the pathway trodden by ancestors is what aligns with the trends of this world. In the human civilization of the main world, becoming 4th or 5th rank before the age of 100 is a rare talent for a planet or even a star domain. But in this world, becoming a 4th or 5th level knight before 100. Although not common, it certainly isn't rare. By excavating the potential of the bloodline, until reaching the upper limit of the bloodline, there are nearly no fetters, with the only issue being how much bloodline potential can be excavated. If I want my martial path evolutionary path to spread in this world, I must make changes. Relying on the original cultivation method, what can I compare with the native knight cultivation skills? Lin Yuan thought to himself. The martial path evolutionary path needs to comprehend the external rules, but deep within the life force bloodlines of this world lies the essence of the corresponding rules. Comprehend the external rules. Where's the speed of comprehending the essence of the internal bloodline rules? Moreover, under the extreme pressure of a limited lifespan, Lin Yuan also began studying bloodlines, adapting the martial path evolutionary path to suit local conditions. The nearly 10th tier bloodline hidden within me is rare, but over these years of constant purification, I've roughly figured out its origin. Lin Yuan raised his right hand, a streak of rainbow light appeared, and a faint, terrifying pressure spread outward. Rainbow Dragon Clan. The most powerful life form in this world, born at the dawn of the world's creation, it is said that among the 24 prime gods who reside in the ocean of light, one of them belongs to the Rainbow Dragon Clan, known as the Rainbow Dragon God, the ultimate faith of the dragon bloodlines among mortals. Be it rock dragons, mountain dragons, or sub-dragons, their source of bloodline leads back to the Rainbow Dragon Clan. By absorbing many knight cultivation skills from this world, even those kept in reserve by the Imperial Clan of the Empire, and complementing them with 9th rank against heaven's understanding for deduction, I eventually managed to maintain the core of the martial arts evolution system intact, making it focus primarily on excavating the internal bloodline, the altered martial path evolutionary path. Martial Tao cultivation skill enables prioritizing the excavation of the most potent bloodline within one, the bloodline that suits oneself best, instead of being limited to specific knight cultivation skills, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The many knight cultivation skills of this world are all targeted at specific bloodlines. For example, the Longshan family's Longshan cultivation skill can only detect the mountain dragon bloodline, but it is incapable of discovering other bloodlines. But Lin Yuan's localized martial Tao cultivation skill doesn't have this limitation. It might not be stronger than many knight cultivation skills in specific aspects, but it's suitable for every knight or knight in training. This fact alone would allow the martial Tao cultivation skill to spread rapidly in this world. Of course, the localized martial Tao cultivation skill is only suitable for propagation in this world. As for the main universe, if not for the drastically shortened lifespan due to the constraints of the rules of heaven and earth, naturally comprehending the external rules would be better. This is evident from how the powerful beings of this world, upon becoming demigods, need to rely on the faith of all beings to establish their divine kingdoms. Evolvers from the human civilization of the main universe are those who develop their own inner worlds without relying on external forces, and they will go further and be free of hidden dangers. It's just that after excavating this bloodline of the Rainbow Dragon Clan, it did indeed make my physical body 60% stronger. The path of bloodline cultivation has its merits. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. The 60% increase here refers to the foundational strength of the physical body, not taking into account various enhancements, akin to bathing in the eternal spring and improving one's body. And Lin Yuan also felt that he had not yet reached the end of his journey into the Rainbow Dragon clan bloodline. The deeper he delved, the stronger the enhancement to his body. Over the last 100 years, I've also reopened my inner world and stepped into the 8th layer, just needing to accumulate to the peak of the 8th layer to effortlessly advance into the 9th rank. Lin Yuan reigned in his aura and stood up from the mountain peak. Considering the realm comparison between this world and the main world, the 8th layer is akin to a deity who has established a divine kingdom. And once a deity establishes a divine kingdom, they must enter the ocean of light or the abyss of darkness. Under the agreement of the 24 prime gods, deities are not allowed to linger in their true bodies among mortals, as that would impact all beings, a cost those based on the faith of all beings, the gods, cannot afford.